What's going on, everybody? We are officially in 2021. I think, as long as you're not watching the news currently, you're here listening to My Sports Radio with your boys John and Tel and Daniel Mercado, and we do, in fact, have Sal Angeletti from Talking Baseball in the building with us today. You're listening on HamiltonRadio.net, simulcast on Facebook. DM, what's going on, baby?
What's going on, brother? Just another beautiful day. Happy New Year to all of our listeners. I appreciate you guys. You put us over 2,000 views last week. That's 2 weeks running. I appreciate you. Please share, send everything out. Let's get this show. Let's get this show out to everybody who needs to enjoy some time, whether you're in the car or at your job and it's a boring time and you need to brighten your day. Bring them the hottest sports radio show in the biz.
I love it, man. Sal Angeletti.
Hi.
How are you doing, my friend? What's going on, brother?
Baseball has been very, very good to me. No, we're doing good, man. Happy New Year to all out there, and congratulations on these two dudes here. I could have said two dudes with attitudes. That's like that wrestling tag team.
The two
Just
youths.
call us the two youths.
The two youths.
Or as Macho Man say, "Oh yeah, too hot to handle, too cold to hold, baby." You guys have been running like a freight train. Hot knife through butter. Great.
Appreciate you, man.
These guys are great right here. Always catch them every week, 4 to 6 right here. Don't miss a beat with these guys. It's a great show, and I'm glad you guys came aboard. I really am.
Glad
Absolutely.
to be here,
Thank you. Thank you so much. By the way, it's a crazy, interesting. Obviously, the guy to my right, far right, with Sal Angeletti, really helped me live this dream. You know what I mean? So to have you here with us and to be trying to work on some bigger things together in the near future is a blessing for sure. Jason Polaro, what's going on? Johnny Butters, Rich Moses, Pops is in the building. What's going on?
What up, mi gente?
Listen, ladies and gents, we have a big, huge football show today.
It's a really big shoe.
A lot on the docket here.
It's so big, I don't even know what to call it. I just call it huge.
So big it don't fit in your pants no more?
That's what she said.
Okay.
I want to ask you guys a question. We are 3 minutes in, and the train's off the rails. It's gone. It's gone.
We're on a train?
It's on. It's off.
Everybody loves the train.
Listen, let me ask you guys a question. Going into football playoffs, we have a baseball off season it's been slow. Right?
This has got to be the slowest it's been, I think, since the last strike.
Yes. It's 94. It's a long time, man. It's very, very slow. But listen, you know what that means? That means
what's that mean?
That means a new steroid era is on the way to help us.
Oh, here we go.
God willing.
It's either that or they got to let fans in the stadium.
That's
They're already making us inject ourselves with other stuff we don't want.
And I
was going to say something, but I changed my mind.
Thank
That's
God.
what she said. I appreciate you.
Oh my gosh, guys, listen. It's too early.
I'm keeping that PG.
It's too early to get it kicked off already. You know what I mean? But I want to go into the NFL closing out. I want to go into a hot topic from this past weekend. I want to go into
John, you're gonna have me have a heart attack early.
No. I want not Jets. I want to go into
No. I know what you're talking about. You need to go there.
Eagles?
You need to go there.
I want to talk about this. Have you ever seen? Obviously, we know teams tank, right? We know that all the time.
A lot of
listen,
teams.
we try to prove not.
A lot
that it's not.
A lot of teams do that to get a number one pick or whatever it is they want to do. But what I saw and was watching, because I really haven't seen any games as much this year as I would normally, and I'm looking at, and people are cursing like crazy. Why'd they take the main guy out of the quarterback position and this and that going on? I'm like, now the NFL supposedly wants to investigate what's going on, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
I've never. Really, I turn 35 next month. Realistically, I've been watching football for probably 29 years. Okay, realistically,
Right out of the chute.
And understanding, like watching it and loving the game and having a passion for it. Mm-hmm. I have never seen anything like I saw with the Eagles going into the fourth quarter and pulling Hurts when down by 3.
So is that just as bad as they pulling Blake Snell out of the game?
No. This is a different animal.
No.
I know.
This
I'm just
is a
saying.
different animal, Sal.
I had to mention the word Blake Snell. That's
No, I know where you're going with that. Everybody's throwing stabs in here today. But listen, I want to say one thing, and Jonathan, I'm glad you brought it up. I want to air this out before we have some fun and go off the rails. Let's get this negative out the way, because
gotta go for it.
The way they, I mean, you can insert whatever expletive you want, but you messed up. You messed up. You made it's again blasphemous. A travesty to the NFL and all sports around. There's no way that you go in there and you jeopardize these guys that you're paying millions of dollars of to have the opportunity to win a game, tie a game, get up, go in overtime, whatever it may be. Give your team the best chance to win. I blame whoever make that decision, whether it came from the top, and John, the fish always stinks from the head.
It does.
Right.
But if Doug Peterson made that decision on his own, on the fly, to tank purposely without additional direction from somebody else, he should be banned from the sport. What? He should be banned from the NFL.
My question is this. When did maybe I never paid attention. Maybe I haven't been in that position. So it tends to be with the Cowboys. We go into the last week of the season and we screw it up somehow. I'm used to that. But we're never tanking, right? So,
right.
Because we're not tanking because we failed miserably in the beginning of the year when we had a chance to tank.
Right.
So when Dak goes down, our team is just inept. We have a chance to do exactly what we wanted to do, get in good position to put our team in a position to get a great offensive lineman, whatever it is to rebuild. We don't do that. We decide to win enough games to screw ourselves in the end.
Right.
So maybe I haven't paid attention close enough. When did it become in a divisional game, where your division opponent wasn't deliberately trying to screw you over and beat you at the end of the year so you couldn't make the playoffs? The Eagles had a chance to actually crush Washington's hopes of making the playoffs, and they deliberately did the opposite. So I'm trying to figure out where along the lines we lost that. So as I'm watching this game, listen, the Cowboys did not belong in the conversation. Quite frankly, nobody in the NFC East did, right? Belonged in the conversation to win that division, etc. But my question is this. The end of the year, the Giants win the game. They're 6-10. And the Eagles have a chance to say, you know what? I don't want another division rival getting in the playoffs on us.
Right.
On us. It would literally be at the end of the season, the Boston Red Sox and the Yankees playing. And if the Red Sox beat the Yankees, the Yankees are out of the playoffs. And the Red Sox tanking for the Yankees to beat them. You'd never see that happen. They would go into the last game of the season trying to shed blood all over that field. Am I right or wrong?
Absolutely.
Steinbrenner would have came out of his grave.
Out of his grave.
You play to win the game.
It's ridiculous. It killed me. And here's the thing. I have to say, I've been saying it now for a few weeks. I said it a month ago. To date, 4 weeks, the Redskins were going to win the division. Now, mind you, I didn't think like this, right? I didn't think at the last game of the year there'd be a
the way they played all year, you figured it's a lock with how bad that division was.
Correct. I thought it was just going to be outright. But now it came down to the final game. My problem with all of this is you have guys on the Eagles who had to be held back from screaming at the head coach. Does Doug Peterson survive this? Is he the coach next year for the Eagles?
Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
There's no way.
I think he's gone. I'm surprised he's not gone already after that game.
There's no way you can keep him.
There's no way you can deal with the backlash as an organization that just won the Super Bowl 3 or 4 years ago against possibly the greatest dynasty that football has ever seen. Am I wrong?
Yep.
I mean, Belichick, Brady, you go in there as the underdogs all season. You go into every game as the underdog, and you prove everybody wrong. Then, okay, you get a slump. A couple of people get hurt. I don't know if there's too many people who have, the kind of talent that they had for them to fall off the board the way they did. I understand the injuries this season, but to get to there, to have that kind of integrity, play the whole season long as the underdog, to keep that moniker and wear that on your sleeve, and then come in and tank a game. No, man. No way. That's horrible. It's pathetic.
And I'll tell you what, this is par for the course. And I don't care. I have a lot of Philly guys, close friends out in Philly. Casey
family
Smith.
in Philly.
We got a lot of Philly people out there. I'll tell you why. This is exactly what feeds into the stereotype of why people hate Philly sports.
You know, we got to ask my co-host when he comes here.
This is it, though. Am I right or wrong? This is it.
Facts, bro. Big facts.
You have a chance. You have a chance to go into a game and do something big,
Right.
and you fall so far short.
And that's a Super Bowl winning team.
Super Bowl winning team.
Absolutely, man.
It's bad, man. But let me tell you, they're so far removed from that pedigree, they're a shell of themselves. And this is exactly why we talk about the Chiefs going back-to-back, how difficult it is, whatever the case may be. Edwin Mercado from Germany, welcome, my friend.
Big Ed, what's going on? We international.
Sean Walsh, what's going on? Chris Caputo, Blanco Mercado, Andy Williams, what's going on? Andy, we were happy to see you back on Simply Sports.
Welcome back, Andy.
I have to say, you know what the best part, you know what the refreshing part about seeing Andy Williams back on Simply Sports was?
He had a clean haircut.
Who, the singer?
No, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what the refreshing part. You know when you love something so much that when you get back to it, you could see those nerves, right? You can see them there. While listening to Andy and watching him, I could see him wanting to say so much and get right back into the flow of things. But Andy, you did great yesterday, man.
Awesome
you
show,
were
buddy.
awesome. We can't
Andy.
We can't wait to get you back.
Cheers, brother.
With us here on this studio.
Forget it. Let's just raid Connecticut.
We could raid Connecticut.
No, they're doing it.
We're storming Connecticut.
We're storming Connecticut.
We're storming Connecticut.
I'm bringing the bat rope, the batarang, and everything else with me. The bat shield.
I don't think
We're busting through the gates for a standoff.
By the way, I don't think they're going to put many barricades up for the three of us. But
They can't stop me, John.
But it was.
I took my thumb, Charlie.
It was definitely.
Sal always takes us right over the railing.
Stephanie asked why the sunglasses inside. Stephanie, you're
Steph,
married to him.
you already know,
you
baby.
Already know why.
Baby girl, you already know it's because the future's too bright.
Oh God.
There you go.
Almighty, help me.
It's like the
please.
Blues Brothers. They were wearing. Why are we wearing sunglasses at night? We can't see driving.
That's how we do, baby. We lighten it up.
This guy is incredible. But so we're
Phenomenal is what I
Too
prefer.
hot to handle, too cold to hold. Oh yeah.
Macho Man's alive.
John, you got a problem today. I'm with Sal.
Step into a Slim Jim.
I don't think there's any mediating this. What do I do here?
No.
This
Take it on the chin. You got to take the L, bro.
This is it.
Let's go to Philly.
Take the L.
This is it.
Go right to the stadium right now. Let's go.
This is sick. So let me ask you guys a question.
Talk to me,
Judge,
Goose.
is Joe Judge the Giants head coach of the future?
Okay.
You like what he?
Sal, you want to give your take first because I'm going to go on another rant.
On the football Giants.
Yes, Los Football Giants. Los Gigantes.
Let's
Big bro.
Very interesting. Do we keep the quarterback?
I don't think so. I don't think he's the guy of the future. I think he can make plays, extend plays on his legs, but I think you got a lot to build around. I think you got to really, really strengthen that lineup. Your defense has shown flashes.
It's looking nice.
You need better another edge rusher. You need somebody to play corner because the secondary is so suspect.
You know what's amazing about that? I mean, I've worked at MetLife Stadium when they first opened, and doing security.
Wow, showing your age.
I was there,
Big time.
and I was watching a lot of games from my post up in the Chase Club, which is not the Chase Club anymore. But it's they would play such a great first half, and then all of a sudden here comes the third and fourth quarter. Like, what happened to this team?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, man.
And it's carried over all these years. And if a great franchise, you had Eli. You won Super Bowls with the guy. You got to get that winning pedigree. And let me just go off the subject a bit. It's like the Mets. You got Uncle Stevie now. Don't feed the fans. Don't dangle that debate and let us start biting.
Absolutely.
Sign George Springer already. Let's get it done.
Yep.
You're going to have a lot of people, if fans are allowed to come back to Citi Field, you need to start that winning pedigree again. You got to get the Giants back to where the Giants used to be.
I don't. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I don't think New York sports is what we remember it to be. New York sports used to be.
We are a shell of it. It's a shell of
yes,
itself.
you had
100%.
You had the great Nick runs. You had Giants and the Yankees, the Mets were in there, and then all of a sudden, after the Yankee dynasty, you waited another 9 years to win a championship, and then the Mets made it in 2015. You're like, oh, here we go. We're going to beat the Royals.
Yeah, right.
By the way, expanded.
Build me up,
Right.
buttercup, to let me down.
Right?
And the
Rangers had a run,
right.
and expanded even further. Even in the early 90s, the Buffalo Bills had a 4-year run.
Right.
Yeah.
So
It was a hot sports town here.
The New York in general, growing up was, and I think because obviously I think social media has actually killed New York. And what used to happen was you used to have the LA Times.
It's killed everybody.
You had the LA Times and the New York
Blame
Times.
the internet.
And that was it. You had East and West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
You had your Dodgers and you had your Yankees. And that was all you had. And if you were in New York, if you played at the Mecca, if you played at Yankee Stadium, that was it.
That's right.
And now you can be a megastar in Kansas City, a la Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And you could be a megastar in Milwaukee, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Who owns part of the Royals?
Who owns part of the Royals, Patrick Mahomes. So the thing about it is New York is no longer a destination where
Like
people,
for free agents and say
Yes.
like now look at Brooklyn. Everybody followed Kyrie Irving and Durant. Let's get there was another franchise who had Julius Irving back in the day, and they were sort of up there for a while. And like you said, the media.
Yep.
Who wants to come here? Look what happened when Randy Johnson came here on the Yankees.
Yep.
Couldn't take the pressure of the media. Goodbye, Randy. Now, do you think Trevor Bauer
And he
can
played
handle?
well.
He played well, but
he played well. And still,
can a guy who's
run out of town?
A spitfire like Trevor Bauer?
Trevor Bauer's all
No.
talk. He's all talk.
Smoke.
He's all talk.
All smoke.
Can he handle it?
I want no part of him. I don't know about the Yankees. I said it. It's crazy because every week there's a different narrative for Bauer, right? And Bauer's one of those guys that he's he's a very progressive young guy. So he's in social media himself.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's
like, should the Mets sign me? Should we do this? You know,
He's
Tom
a troll.
Pasquale, what's going on? Gregory Gertie, how we doing, guys? Welcome
Tommy
to the show.
Boy.
Big Ken Carl.
Terry Simons,
Ken
what's going
Carl's
on?
One of the best artists I know. Go check out his stuff. Ken Carl, welcome, man. I'm glad you got us live. But listen, though, the thing is Trevor Bauer, right? He's had 2 good seasons that he could hang his hat on. One was last year, 11 games with Cincinnati with 0 pressure in the National League, where it is known as a fact. When you go to the National League, your ERA goes down a full point.
right.
The fact of the matter is this. I say it all the time. If you cannot respect Terry Francona, one of the most beloved skippers in all of baseball in Cleveland, there's no way you can handle New York. Because we have a glorified AAA skipper right now, okay, in Rojas, who's our skipper. There's no way you're respecting anybody in New York. You're in the media. You can't keep yourself under control, and it's guaranteed. I'm telling you, Google it right now. It's guaranteed. Every year, there's one Trevor Bauer meltdown. I'm sorry, but right now in New York, we need exciting, young, enthusiastic, stand-up. I'm talking
And that's
guys,
part of the Mets staff right now.
guys who have character.
Guys who want to win.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like DeGrom and them.
Team players.
McCann. You saw the letter McCann wrote.
Oh,
When
yeah.
McCann- I'm telling you right now, we need it here.
Best move they made.
Keep the trolls on the West Coast.
We need it here.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, this to me is actually where the Yankees went a little bit away from the core of what has made the Yankees so legendary for a century.
I am scratching my head still with this team. And it's like, you didn't even offer Boone a contract yet. It's January.
Yep.
Bro, talk about
Slipping.
this.
Slipping.
I want to talk even further about this. You know who they haven't offered a contract to? And his contract's about to be up? His rookie contract? Aaron Judge.
Yep.
And when they got over Stanton, right? You're talking about intentionally putting a guy who is Aaron Judge in front of Aaron Judge with a massive contract that Aaron Judge doesn't have.
And doesn't deserve.
And people are underplaying. Once again, this is how Boone has shown his weight in wealth. Okay? The fact is Boone does exactly what Joe Torre did. He just manages personalities.
You win your 100 games, you make the playoffs, and you get eliminated.
And you manage personalities. The problem is too much analytics has killed.
Oh, we know that. Killed it.
Too much.
Absolutely.
Killed it.
So now I ask you, DJ LeMahieu, does he walk or does he stay?
If he
need him.
Well, if you heard a little bit of my interview on the show this morning from the Max Sports Show, they had asked me, what do you think about what happens with DJ? I says, well, if he doesn't sign, plan X is...
Don't tell me Turner.
DD is coming back.
Okay. Because I'm hearing Turner now.
You're going to put DD at short, and you're going to move Glaber back to second base.
It's a lot of the same
Then
players,
Andujar
isn't it?
stays. Now, if that happens where they sign DJ, you got to package Andujar and Clint Frazier, and you got to go out and get a starting pitcher.
I
don't think
they
signed
veered
DJ.
away from starting pitcher, except for Garrett Cole last year. So from their last championship in 2009 till now, what starting pitcher have you really signed?
Nobody.
Or traded for? No one.
You know what's crazy? I gotta ask you.
Talk to me, Goose.
Isn't there the Yankees team? I don't know if they did this intentionally, while scouting and drafting and building up their farm system. Is it not a lot of the same exact player? Urshela, Torres, Frazier. Aren't these guys aren't they all the same player? Are they not?
What about
And
what do
You mean as opposed to picking up guys who have tools for the position, they're picking up like the same,
all
same style of
utility
player.
guys. Like,
Yep.
isn't it all like just guys? The fact is when we sit at a table and we can plug a guy into a position like Arenado, right? And you say Arenado is third base. We need him to solidify the hot corner. We're sitting here and we almost get into a position where we're like, I wonder if maybe you put Torres or Andujar or Urshela or Wade or Frazier, maybe
Analytics.
and you're like, what's
You're
happening?
overanalyzing.
What's happening?
You're
now?
overanalyzing. You look at the analytics. You look at the numbers. You get an average of what you want. You go and get the average of what you want. So you got a bunch of average players. So you have to make them utility. You have to move them around.
and that
You got to pick up. You got to pick up. You got.
and you feel
I
bad
agree
for
with
the
you.
and
I
you
agree
feel
with you.
yeah, and you
gotta
feel
pick
bad
up
for
the guy that's hot for that spot.
and you feel bad for the underdog guy, which is what's his Wade?
Yeah, Tyler Wade.
Guy's a good player, but
Yeah.
you don't use him.
Gets overlooked.
Yeah. It's bad. I'm you know what? Just
I think that goes back to what you said, John. Too many personalities in there.
There you go.
way too many. But listen, the thing about it is what scares me is the way that sports are going.
Clouds
right?
scare me.
As we veer back into the NFL playoff picture, because I do want to continue to talk baseball after this, because I have a couple questions to ask you, Sal, now that we have you on set. But the thing that scares me about
Do we
sports,
bubble the playoffs?
You gotta.
Have to.
You have to. But you know what it is? I don't personally believe we have to, but I think as a whole, to make it go without any hiccups, to not scare. Because look at Cleveland right now.
I was just about to say.
Cleveland's-
Stefanski, their OC, the DC, everybody's hurt. Everybody's got COVID.
Jesus.
They're going into a playoff game with Pittsburgh. They closed the facility down.
This is not the time for them to lose their head of the team.
It's done.
You might as well be playing without a quarterback. It's
Well,
like, all right, let me
and
just
they're playing
let me just-
Pittsburgh.
dude.
Pittsburgh was,
I mean, if you want to play somebody, Pittsburgh might be the meltdown team to play. But I'm just telling you,
they
you
were
got
undefeated until losing what? Would they lose 3-4 in a row? Pittsburgh?
3 in a row.
In the middle, yeah, and then they won.
But,
and then, yeah.
but listen, I think there's no other head coach that's more tied to their offense than perhaps than Stefanski, except maybe Ron Rivera and who else? And Bill Belichick?
Not even, but no. Josh McDaniels out there. Bill Belichick is not. No.
No, but you know what I mean.
He's tied to the defense.
But let me ask you: when Belichick's not there, if Belichick is not there, that's a problem for them.
If Belichick's not there, the defense collapses. I don't think the offense does.
But they lose the game.
They lose the game,
Right? You know what I mean? But you're
I know, I
missing
see what
a
you're saying.
major
I see what you're
part.
saying.
You're
I
missing
see
the
what you're
major
saying.
part.
You're-
right?
so-
And especially for a young quarterback like Baker Mayfield to go out there, have all his receivers hurt the week before, to go out there to know that they're going to be running the ball, the box is going to be stacked. They're gonna plug every hole and force them to throw. And now they got to come up with plays, and everybody's doing somebody else's job.
Who's the favorite in that game?
Oh, Steelers now. The Steelers.
Oh, it's Steelers because of what happened, right?
Yeah, the Steelers.
The Steelers giving 4?
I don't know. Pull up. What are we gonna pull up? FanDuel's or DraftKings?
Whichever.
Pull one up for me because you know what? I want to go through our playoff matchups anyway. I want to go through our stone cold picks. Well, really,
Let's do the damn thing.
Really, you're
my frozen
you're
cold
just
picks.
frozen cold picks.
My frozen dinner picks.
I actually make picks,
Yeah.
but that win. You make picks that
Shots
lose.
fired. Shots fired.
Anybody who wants to
I'm storming
guarantee
John's house
yourself
after this.
losing money, take Mercado's picks.
So
It's like that.
It's like that.
It's like that.
I'll just give my Super Bowl matchup.
You give your super. Who is it?
Kansas City Buffalo.
Well, how can
How can that be? They're in the same.
Oh, are they? I'm sorry.
Just a bit outside. Called Bowl 1.
By the way, that could be your AFC Championship match.
That's a sick
Bowl
hot
4.
take. That's
Bowl
a sick
8.
hot take.
Bowl
By the
4.
way,
2 AFC teams go to the
heard
Super
it.
Bowl for the first time. Everybody's got
You
COVID.
heard it here. You heard it here. You heard it here, guys and girls. For the first time ever, 2 AFC teams will be in the Super
All right,
Bowl.
look, I'm getting old.
So here, I just said that.
We heard it with the 1970s joke before.
Okay, so let me. So here we go. You ready?
Hey, no spitting, no spitting in the show.
She didn't say that.
So oh gosh,
Oh, here we go.
it's all
Left.
That's it. NFC. I want to go
I
through.
hear
the
somebody breaking in.
I
No.
want to go to the NFC playoff picture right now. I'm trying to.
I told you I can't win.
I'm trying. I'm trying. You warned me, but I'm trying my
Yeah,
best.
I told you. This shit is going to go left. Flag on the
Flag
play.
on the play. Flag on the
play. Just so you know, I bring it. So every week, to all of our listeners, people who can't see the podcast, I usually bring in, rags. We try to be COVID clean in here. We all check ourselves and clean. So I bring rags to wipe down all the stuff, and they just happen to be yellow today.
Cleaning
I
rags.
leave one in front of Sal Angelotti. He picks it up, throws it up right away. Flag on the play. Oh man, you can't with these guys. You can't make this up.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna go through I have it right here actually on ESPN. No need, you're too slow. You ready?
All right.
NFC picture: number 2 New Orleans against number 7 Chicago Bears. The Saints are favored by 8.5. That's a lot of points, but I do think the Bears are
marching in.
bad. I take the Saints 8.5.
Oh, when the
Okay.
Saints come
You want to take the
marching
Saints
in.
8.5? I'm going to take Chicago. They're going to lose. I think they're going to cover.
But you think Chicago covers?
I think Chicago covers. I'm going to tell you why.
Tell me.
What's that noise?
They may even win.
They may win.
I'm going to tell you. I mean, they may. I'm going for the cover. I would bet on the cover.
Gonna tell you,
but I'm going to tell you.
brother.
Chicago's in the playoffs.
Chicago.
BD Nick Foles is in the playoffs again.
That's true, but he's not starting. I thought
It doesn't matter.
No, that's ridiculous.
If I'm in the
That's a
playoffs,
ridiculous
I
statement
don't
to
care
make.
what. No, I don't care what happens. I'm starting Nick Foles. Nick Foles undefeated in the playoffs.
But that's an absurd statement to make. He's not playing.
It's absurd. It's absurd to win a Super Bowl as the backup quarterback, but he did it.
But he played.
He's
He's
gonna
not
play.
playing right now.
I
You're
guarantee
picking
you.
the Bears because of the quarterback who's not playing?
Watch.
Watch what?
Nick Foles will be playing by the end of that game.
Okay, right now you're saying Nick Foles. You're picking the Bears
To
for the
switch
QB
quarterbacks
who's not
middle
playing,
of the
switch
game.
quarterback.
Say it. The Bears.
The
I have
Bears.
heard everything. It's absolutely incredible.
Oh, we're starting off this year with a bang.
Okay, so I'm out. Whatever you just said, I'm out on. The Saints 8.5.
He's out. Get out.
He's out. You're out.
Number 3 Seattle Seahawks against the Rams, who are stumbling lately, badly. That offense does not look the same. The Saints are favored by 4.5. It's a divisional game. Who do you have?
You mean the Seahawks?
Seahawks. Sorry, Seahawks.
I take the
against Rams.
Seahawks.
Seahawks are favored by 4. You take Seahawks?
The Rams are not the team of old. They got a great defense. They got
Okay.
the number 1 secondary, but I don't think they can control them.
I'm taking Seahawks as well. Okay, the Washington football team going against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Washington is hosting Tom Brady. The Bucs are favored by 7.5.
We're going to pick this game, but I want to talk about it.
Uncle Tom.
All right, pick the
All right.
game.
So
The Bucs are favored by 7.5. Pick the game.
7.5, I'm going to take Washington to cover.
Okay.
I think that stays a touchdown or less.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about it because of what Bruce Arians said after Chase Young opened his mouth in the press box. Right? So Chase Young mentions that comment just for anybody who didn't hear it. Chase Young says, "No, we win the game. I want Tom Brady. I want number 1." And great. I commend him for doing that. Everybody's complaining that he poked the bear, and now Bruce Arians has responded. Bruce Arians, I'm sorry. For as much respect as I have for this man and what he's done with this team, It's like the parent tough talking somebody's kid. For this guy to go out there, and that's why I don't like what Judge did either, because you're blaming another team for losing and making you lose. And no, you should have won more games. Win more games, let your play talk. Chase Young lets his play talk. I've seen a good defense out of the Buccaneers, but I've seen them stumble. I've seen them stumble against bad teams. So I think Chase Young is going to go in there and wreck shop. I think they're not prepared for what they wanted. Bruce Arians told them, you better be careful what you wish for. No, my brother, you better be careful. This kid is a beast, and he is going to come in there and own them. But I think they keep it close. I don't think Tom Brady's scoring 48 points. I don't care. He's the GOAT. He may be the GOAT to everybody, but I don't think he's scoring. I think it's 28-17 they projected the game. I think it's going to be much closer than that. It might be a 3 or 4 point game, and I think Chase Young goes in there and disrupts a lot of their play.
So Tampa Bay wins the game.
I think Tampa Bay wins, but does not cover.
Okay, you ready for it?
Talk to me.
Washington beats him outright. If Alex Smith plays, Washington beats him outright.
Even with Alex Smith on half a leg?
Yep, Alex Smith on half a leg.
I'd like to see that.
I think that this Washington team, for me, I think that their defense wins championships.
Facts.
Their defense is ready. Alex Smith, since coming back from injury and taking over that team, has righted the ship. Rivera's not on chemo anymore. He's on the sidelines. This team responds to him.
Coach of the year.
McLaren is sick. Gibson is sick. I like this young roster as much as it kills me. Washington wins outright.
It's going to be tough. The run game right now is abysmal.
I'm telling you right now. I'm just saying to you. Washington wins outright. Ready for it? Listen, Tom Brady does not do good against NFC East teams.
Yeah, and listen, Washington has been winning games by controlling the clock and keeping the ball out of the other team's hand.
Tampa doesn't do good against NFC East teams.
Yeah, I got you. We understood what you said, absolutely. But I agree with you. I think though for them to win the game, it's going to be a lot. Chase Young's really got to make that defense has to be the playmaking difference. They have to score on defense at least once or twice. That's going to be the key. Because their offense is, they're great, they're hot, but if Alex Smith gets rattled, I think that could cause a problem for them.
All right, I'm saying Washington. I think he's in the game. I don't think he gets rattled. He's a veteran. He's been there, done that. I think Alex Smith is the key to this game. Next up, AFC playoff picture.
Let's go,
dude. Nobody circles the wagons like
Bills Mafia, baby.
Bro, is Josh Allen?
I think he may have made his run for MVP.
So let me ask you a question: Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and is Josh Allen number 3 now? Seriously,
who else?
Look
who
at
else
the
would you
stats
put
he's
there
had this year.
It's bananas. He's right up there with. He's right behind Patrick Mahomes. I think he's 500 yards behind Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen's has to be in the race for MVP. Josh Allen's got to be top 3 quarterback. Where did this come from? Stephon Diggs. Thank you.
Hey, listen, it's absolutely facts. I was going through the stats. His numbers have quadrupled since gaining Stephon Diggs.
Don't sleep on. I told you.
Hey, listen, man, you called it, brother. Sometimes I gotta take the L. You know what I mean?
Buffalo Bills, Indianapolis Colts. So let me go back to explain to everybody. I have the Indianapolis.
Explain
Colts.
It to me.
I have the Indianapolis Colts. I took them a few weeks back at plus $2,800.
Yeah, Tom DiFilippo, good job.
I need the Colts to win this game, but they won't. So I think the Bills cover 6.5. I think the Bills win by a touchdown or more. What do you think?
I think they win by a touchdown.
Yeah,
they're balling lights out. It's crazy to see the connection that he has. Not just with Stephon Diggs. I'm telling you, he's got. I think Cole Beasley's got like 900 some yards. It's bananas.
Yeah,
he's throwing to veteran guys, young guys. He's throwing to the linemen. He's throwing to the blocking tight end, scoring touchdowns. The guy that we said no, that the Jets said no, we don't want him. He's trash. He's got a big arm, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing, Jets. You could have had this kid.
Yep.
We got Darnold. I like him. Nice, respectable, and he's a G. Respectable gentleman. Goes out there and takes the blame for the team. Took the blame for his coach's firing, which was not your fault, Sam.
It goes back to coaching.
Bro.
McDermott drafted a guy who had a 57% completion rating out of college in Josh Allen and made him one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. Surrounded him with an offense. They play Bills defense. and he made him a good quarterback. The Jets hire the QB whisperer Gase. They draft Sam Darnold, and Sam Darnold goes right into the dumpster. So now I tell you, it stems from the top down.
Absolutely.
So you say Bills by 7?
I say Bills by 7.
Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns. Pittsburgh's favored by 3.5. Dude, I think this COVID protocol really hurt this team, man.
100%. And another reason why I'm upset with the NFL. You had all year to set up for just in case something happens in the playoffs. Now they're talking about, well, we got to come up with another plan.
Yeah.
No, you're $1 billion industry.
Right.
Unlike every Monday night. Like, what's wrong with you? You can't get your together? You don't have a team of people to put this together that had a plan? No. You got millions of people watching this, and you're making money off of it, and you can't get your together to get the games on or to keep the players safe. Nah. Travesty.
The problem?
They should have followed everybody else. They should have followed the other sports.
Bubble?
The problem with the NFL has been and will always be they're a reactive business and not a
100%.
proactive business.
And they just want to keep the money flowing.
The NFL is always
That's all it's about.
Ray Rice
Gotta get that paper.
Ray Rice punches his girl in the face and he's recorded on an elevator, and they failed to do the right thing at that time with the right penalty.
They're peed in the soup.
And they will always continue to be one step behind because it is always about how much paper they can print, and it's not about doing the right thing when it matters. The NFL,
Spike Lee?
by the way, this even goes back to the NFL putting in instituting rules with guys who get suspended for smoking weed when it doesn't matter. And by the way,
It doesn't matter.
when it's years too late, they lost enough talent on the field to not help. Josh Gordon, Aldon Smith, when it happened, too much talent's lost. These guys are done.
I can't with Sal.
These guys are done.
I didn't even have to say anything.
They're both shot.
You don't have to.
They're both shot.
You're lip smacking into the mic.
I mean, to make it true, even.
So here you go. So Pittsburgh Steelers 3.5. Who wins?
I got right now Stefanski out on COVID unless they change something and postpone this game and let them get their whole team. I say the Steelers win by 3.
So Browns cover.
Browns cover.
Wow.
I think they fight. I mean, listen, if your head coach is not there, the NFL, they're going to go in there feeling like the stepchild. Like, you changed all this for Baltimore. You changed all these games. You made it available. You made available another stadium at Arizona for the Rams, right?
Yep.
So now they're playing there. Now you don't have a plan for the Browns. Why? Because we're the lowest seed?
I would protest.
Absolutely. Everybody
If I was that team,
protest day.
if I was the Browns, I'd protest that.
It's bananas.
We don't want to play.
It's a gross disadvantage to the Cleveland Browns to play another team without their entire head coaching staff.
It's poor. It's poorly done by the NFL.
Piss poor.
So the biggest matchup to me, and the closest matchup in the entire weekend, the Tennessee Titans at 11-5 against the Ravens at 11-5.
That will be a real game.
It is in Tennessee, and last year they were in Baltimore, and they curb stomped them.
What's the over?
The over is 54.5.
Oh.
Wow.
The Ravens are favored on the road by 4.5.
I believe it.
And by the way,
I mean, they've been balling out, but man,
That's a shootout going on.
Derrick Henry's going to be running a lot.
so is this when what's his name gets over his playoff woes finally? I can't think of the quarterback's name anymore.
Lamar?
Yeah,
Lamar
that's
Jackson?
Lamar Jackson. Yeah, there you go.
I'm with you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Sal's stressing us out.
Sal's stressing me out. I'm stressed right now. Sal's stressing me out.
All right. So I think Lamar Jackson
get a playoff win.
Listen, I think Lamar Jackson gets a playoff win.
Get them wings, Andy.
I think he gets a playoff win. What he needs for that win, what that team needs to do is stay cohesive, keep the plays moving, and I think they need to run a lot of 2-minute. Because what's going to be the strength of that team is passing into that weak secondary. And short passes, try to keep the clock moving. because when Derrick Henry runs, you better stay off the train tracks.
I think the Tennessee Titans win this game.
Man. What's the spread again?
4.5.
4.5. That half is big.
Major.
Huge.
And with a 54.
Huge.
My
It's
God.
a big. I don't know how big it is. But
I think
it's
the
just amazing.
I think the Titans cover. I think the Titans cover. The Titans win 27-24.
Wow.
It's gonna be a close game.
I think they win 27-24.
I think it's the opposite.
You're gonna take my score. You're a rat.
It's
Oh, you dirty rat.
You dirty rat.
It's your rat.
So I think no, but I think it's going to be higher scoring, but I think they lose by 3. I think the Titans lose by 3.
Wow.
Is
The
that-
Titans defense
When's
is
that game on?
atrocious.
When is that game on?
I'll tell you right now.
Is that Sunday night?
Let's see. Sunday. No, it's 105.
It's the
Wow.
1 o'clock.
ESPN,
That game's a 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock game.
Well, who's the prime game?
Steelers Browns.
What?
Yeah.
That's probably
You're going to have that travesty of a game at prime time?
Prime
Well,
time.
that was probably
Sad.
before all that happened.
Sad. Well, yeah. You think they change it? So you call by what? 3 o'clock tomorrow? They change it?
They might. I've seen. You know
'Cause
what?
I'm sure we're not the only
You
radio
know, it's
show
funny
talking
because
about it.
it's funny because when I used to work at Shea, you know, they'll tell you last minute, oh, we're flipping a game over to ESPN on Sunday. We're changing the day game to a
By the
night
way,
game and all that.
You didn't get the memo?
Could you imagine?
I always do.
They should change that
Wonderful
game for the
imagination.
simple fact of the
Ratings.
people. Yeah,
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Who's going to tune into that crap? I love
telling
when
you.
Johnny Butter says the Titans are a sleeper team. Like, I didn't say week 4 Titans. are
If
gonna win.
anybody in Cleveland
Come
is
on,
watching,
this Johnny Butters
Come on,
guy-
JB.
This
You already
Johnny
know what it
Butters
is,
guy
dog.
is always, dude. He's always talking some crazy cacas on the radio.
we
bro.
might have to
Johnny
go to
Butters,
we might have to
I'm
go.
done.
We gotta go break through the gate in Cleveland. We gotta go over there. Protest. Change your mind. Tell the NFL, suck it, and
Move the game.
do what you got to do.
Nah, listen. I'm done. First of all, I gotta say something. You know, this is what happens.
They are in flex playoff games, really.
This is what happens when you give Johnny Butters kudos on nice calls that he makes. Then he starts pulling some things out of thin air, like, you know, he wants to get kudos for everything. Johnny Butters, come on, man. You're lucky I don't have a little
You're reaching,
sound-
JB. You're
lucky,
reaching.
You're lucky I don't have a soundboard right now to hit you with the come
on, man.
That's what we need. We need a soundboard in here.
Of course
That's what we said.
do.
I just said that.
Remember when David Letterman used to
was
throw the
try-
cards and used to like the broken glass sort of thing?
Dan was literally, I don't know if you know this, when you went on your rant down at PJ's for about 10 minutes straight,
Did I?
Dan said about
I had too much
5
coffee.
times, we need a soundboard.
I heard
We
him.
need a soundboard. And you just talked right.
100%.
You went-
Right through it.
I heard soundboard.
Like
Nah, you didn't.
protesters through the Capitol building.
That was it.
Right through it.
Right through it. You didn't even hear him. Look, I said it weeks ago. Stop it, Johnny Butters. Stop it. Come on,
They
man.
took my damn bat shield too to do it.
The bat shield. Listen, the NFL. I want to ask you right now. Early prediction. We're gonna call it the too.
You're gonna
early
ask me
prediction.
something, man?
The too early prediction. Next year's Super Bowl winner.
Next year.
Wow.
The too early Super Bowl.
Wild Wednesdays predictions.
Yep.
Early
Wa-
Super
Wacky
Bowl.
Wednesdays, man.
Early Super Bowl winner for next year.
Kansas City again.
Think they three-peat? I think they repeat this year. But next year, man, I can't imagine the Bills not making a run for it.
The Bills, you think?
They're gonna be good for a while.
One more year.
No,
one more year of
absolutely. That
experience?
talent, they got 2 more years on receivers. They
Didn't
pick
I
up
pick that-
if they pick up
I
a
picked
running
that-
back in the draft.
Didn't I pick that defense?
or trade for a running back, a solid running back, somebody. I mean, a 3-down back.
Yeah.
Instead of this committee stuff with these, I mean, half-ass running backs that are dropping the ball left and right. Bro, I think they could really make a strong run.
I think if the Colts get their quarterback of the future, I think the Colts can make the run.
I think the Colts
'Cause
maybe
they
in 2 years.
Because the Colts have
They got to
have
keep
the
their defense together.
Because the Colts have the D.
Oh, the D's important.
That's what she said.
It's all about the penetration.
That's it. So you got to be able to shore up the trenches.
That's right.
So if
You got to get the ball through there.
if you can,
Oh, throw her uprights.
yeah, that's it. So as we always find ways to take it one step too far here on My Sports Radio.
Just a bit outside.
So as we always
Ball 4, ball 8, the bases are loaded.
Who's on first?
Oh my God.
He missed the tag. Great seats.
I think
It's a miracle.
I think every week at some point hair falls out of my head. When I take my hat off, I'm like, I don't know what happened, but hair fell out. Thank God I was blessed with a luscious head of
God
hair.
bless you, bro. I'm
You got
succumbing
soul?
to the inevitable here.
He's got soul glow in there.
Oh, yeah, you already know.
What a great,
By the way, they're coming out with part 2. I can't
know.
wait.
Oh, yeah.
There's never a time. Never a time.
That boy's good. That boy's good.
There's never a time.
That boy good. That boy, yeah, good. Good and terrible.
I welcome. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I want to sing the song.
Your host, Randy Watson.
That boy good.
Every single time. Every time my wife walks by, I always yell out. I'll scream at her. She's like, "What are you doing?" She'll walk by. I'm like, "To be loved, to be loved." She's like, "Shut up."
That window scene is awesome, baby.
I love it, man.
Oh,
Good morning, everybody.
You
too.
Dude, that movie is honestly, man.
Rocky Marciano is the greatest fighter of all time.
He beat Joe Lewis's ass. Rocky Marciano was 145 years old.
I love.
He was.
I love
That's
that movie.
awesome, bro.
Dude,
awesome.
It looks. I mean, listen. Is it going to be as funny as the first?
It
It
Rarely
might
are
be.
they?
You never know.
Rarely,
I hope so. I don't know.
Rarely.
Comedy like that just gets better with time, brother.
Rarely.
I hope
Name
it-
me,
and
name
it was
me
a-
a comedy. Name me a comedy that the second one's better than the first.
Um,
I'm waiting.
hold on. Wow.
Oh,
There's not too many- there's
Another
not too many.
48 hours.
I don't think that was better than the first. There's nothing like the banana in the tailpipe.
Because you know.
Not
next
another
Friday,
banana in the tailpipe.
I'm not going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
You know, these guys are not just cops; they're super cops.
You know that. I mean, one can like Friday.
Bad Boys 2?
Next Friday was not. Bad Boys 2 was good, but it was not better than the first. And Rush Hour.
I don't know.
Rush Hour was good, but not better than the original.
You know what
I think Rush Hour 3 was the best one.
No.
you see what they do.
Rush Hour 3 was the best
You know
one.
what the key is now is the anniversaries.
I went to second base with a damn Frenchman.
They do anniversary movies now. It's like 40
Come
years
on, Lee.
later. What are they going to do with another Saturday Night Fever? John Travolta can barely walk.
Yeah, that's one thing. They're making too many remakes.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't like. It's okay to bring a couple back here and there. I mean, make a part 2 or something like that. A great movie that was,
Because
historical classic.
nostalgia,
Okay, leave Justice League alone. You can't do much with it already. You know.
It's out.
Well,
Now,
listen, the
cut-
movie's out already. They're going to release the Zack Snyder cut. I'd like to see it just because I'm a
Well,
big
there's only a few things that
DC head,
changed
but-
in there.
But
I
it's
wanna
not. I can't believe that they're the way that went down and shut down that whole DC thing.
Can we talk about Wonder Woman though, man? Come on.
Oh,
I didn't even watch it.
I liked
I didn't
it.
even watch it.
I liked
I got
it.
such bad reviews. I didn't even watch it.
I liked
Dude,
it, but the story just dragged.
God.
I heard
Dude,
it sucked.
First of all,
So
the
I didn't
first-
It
even
dragged.
I
Yeah.
didn't even want to.
Damn, it was bad.
Really that
I mean,
bad?
No, dude. First of all,
She was part producer in that. I was kind of, and they say that she didn't want to know from nothing. Like nobody stepped in to correct her. Gail.
Gail Gadot. Yeah, dude. First of all, the first Wonder Woman, I loved. I
thought it was pretty good.
Great.
You didn't want? Are you going to watch the second one? There's a surprise at the end.
I might. I don't know. I might.
Yeah.
well, that's set up for
they
the
they
third
dropped
one.
a gem in the end.
There's a massive
the-
surprise. It sucked. That's the surprise.
It's a mess.
Oh, I was shocked. They kept that a secret.
I have huge surprise.
I
I
just.
thought he was going to say you something else.
Nah,
in case
easy,
of Wonder
Sal.
Woman, but okay.
Easy.
I listen.
Tell you what, my golden lasso.
This is exactly why. This is why though going even into movies when you're talking about superhero movies. This is why
Marvel kicks ass.
DC once again, like the NFL, has always been reactive instead of proactive, and the problem
Yep.
is Marvel when it started 12 years ago, 13 years ago with Iron Man, they started with one character, one movie, put all their eggs into one basket, and said, let's start from here.
And what a guy who's career was basically in the tank.
In the tank.
In the toilet, yep.
And they
Robert Downey
started
Jr.
They started from scratch and made a series, but what they continued to do was they stayed true
To the comic books.
to the the series itself, meaning you had Iron Man 2, and what they would do is they would introduce little snippets at the end for the next
To
movie.
segue for the next.
Don't move out of your seats yet until the credits are over.
Yeah,
And-
you got to keep them hanging.
Yep.
And it's
Yeah.
and it's incredible because they managed to build up people that nobody knew about. Doctor Strange became a household name,
Absolutely.
right? And
And they picked all the right actors to play every role.
Amazing,
every
right?
one of them. And let me tell you something. I grew up when I was younger. I grew up a massive
You grew up?
Captain America fan. Massive. Okay.
You should know that. You remember the old Spider-Man cartoons that used to be on also back
Oh,
in the
listen,
day?
I love the Spider-Man.
And they had the
cartoons.
series.
They had the series with I can't remember the actor's
yeah.
name, but I mean,
You had Flash back then. You had
even the new Flash is pretty good.
Right.
The new one that they got is amazing. It's probably the best. It's probably the best DC show out right now.
The,
including
Batwoman's
movies.
coming back.
the worst thing that ever happened. The worst thing that
No,
ever
no, they
happened
compared to
DC,
Flash, though.
To
Yeah.
the DC movies, the worst thing ever that happened was Heath Ledger passing away.
Oh man,
Oh, he was
I
great.
have to say that because
Christopher
He was
Nolan's movies
great.
hit
Well,
they
better.
were dark, but I liked them.
Batman
That's how
Begins.
Batman's
No,
supposed to be. That's how Batman's
That's the
supposed to be.
Detective Batman series
Absolutely.
they went
Sick.
right after. Yep.
sick.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, I don't.
You know when I got these stars, my dad
It's been sick,
was in there and he said, "Son, why so serious?"
bro. Best. He was the
Amazing,
best.
best Joker ever.
I'm telling you, it was one of those things.
We'll
where-
have tryouts.
Yeah.
And he breaks the.
That was the best.
He gives him the 2 sticks. We only have one opening. It really is a crazy.
And it's funny if you heard the story about that. Jack Nicholson was talking to the kid. He says, "Look, don't get too deep in that character because you're going to be in trouble." And he used to lock himself in the hotel room.
Yep.
And they were worried about him. And I think he lost it doing that scene, and it was pretty sad.
It's
And
sad.
I'm glad he deserved that award. And I wasn't hoping they gave it to him because he passed on.
Yeah.
The kid deserved it.
He earned it. He earned it. Absolutely.
And
Hands
if,
down.
And if he was alive, he'd still be doing that role in all their movies. He would be the
this,
Joker.
This new
hands down.
Batman. They got this Jared Leto playing Joker in the new. I don't like it. I don't
No.
like it. I don't like his short hair Joker. I don't like his serious demeanor during the thing.
And they kept what's her
he's
name?
like quiet, like he's crazy.
Well, they
He's a
kept
gangster now.
they kept
yeah,
what's
he's
her-
not.
yeah.
That doesn't.
And they
that
kept the
doesn't
girl to be
appeal to me.
Harley Quinn. They kept her
Yeah.
because now she's going to be known as
She was
her.
perfect for Harley Quinn.
Yeah, she was perfect. But listen,
from
let
head
me-
to toe on all points of view.
let me try and get us back on track here. I want to go into college football.
go.
Major weekend recently in college football. Ohio State beat the brakes off of Clemson.
Absolutely.
Beat the brakes off them.
Justin Fields look
And-
good.
So let me ask you a question now.
Oh, I know. Here we go.
Do the Jags take Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence, right? And if so, the Jets get their guy Trevor Lawrence, or if the Jags take Trevor Lawrence, are the Jets completely sold on taking Justin Fields and moving away from Sam Darnold after that game? No matter what he does against Alabama.
I think the only way. I mean, he's got to really show out in Alabama. The only way that they keep that number 2 pick, and don't drop to 3 or 4 to try to take Sewell. I think the only way they do that is if Justin Fields really balls out. All right, looks like we got a phone call too. Who do we got? Who do we got on there? Is that a phone call? Who do we got on the line?
Yeah, hello?
Hello?
Who do we got here?
Yeah. Hey, it's Johnny Butters.
Here
Hey,
we
JB,
go.
what's going on, baby? How you
Don't
doing?
bring us this fake news, Johnny Butters.
Talk to me, Goose.
Go ahead, bro. Listen, don't. Here he comes. You ready for? He's gonna tell. He's gonna go ahead. Talk about the Tennessee
I told
Titans.
you guys
go
last
ahead.
week.
Go ahead.
Well, we want to talk about Devontae Adams first?
I would love to. I would love to. You know what? I would love to talk
here we go.
Devontae Adams. Go ahead. Talk to me. Tell me. Talk to me.
I don't know. What do you What do you want to talk about? Because I already made my playoff prediction games, and you say, "Come on, man!" I'm just dying laughing over here right now.
Listen, Davante Adams. I still don't know why you're so high up on the Davante Adams train. Johnny Butters, you don't strike me as a "what have you done for me lately" type guy, but you're falling right into the trap. Davante.
No,
He's the truth.
no, I was not. I actually was agreeing with you. I don't think that Davante Adams is the number one receiver right now. I think right now Stephon Diggs got that a lot right now.
He does. But by the way, Johnny.
But if we play that what if game for the other two games, who has it then?
It still doesn't matter. He's 200 yards. He's 200 yards behind Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs.
200 yards. 2 games? You don't think he has 200-yard games?
Okay. Even if he does, let me ask you something. What team does he matter more to? What quarterback does he matter more to? Stephon Diggs has proven to be the bigger commodity to the Buffalo Bills than Davante Adams to the Packers. Am I right, Johnny? Would you agree with me there?
I mean, right now, I think Stephon Diggs is balling with Buffalo. I mean, he did have some great years with Minnesota, but right now, with Josh Allen being a young quarterback and Stephon Diggs just making some great plays, putting up some good numbers. I mean, I could definitely see him better than Davante Adams right now.
He has been, and he is now. Stephon Diggs, I read you off the stats on the last show. Stephon Diggs has had more 1,000-yard seasons. By the way, 60% of his entire NFL career has been 1,000-yard seasons, and he's super young, Stephon Diggs. And Davante Adams has only had 2 seasons like that. Stephon Diggs has been a beacon of consistency when it comes to how many yards he has, big playmaking. The thing with Stephon Diggs is he wanted out of Minnesota. He did not want to play with Kirk Cousins, who was inconsistent at best.
Listen, I agree with you. I agree with you on that point. But Stephon Diggs in that position he was in I'm sorry, in Minnesota. The fact of the matter is, they needed him more than he needed them. So he was in a position of power to negotiate his spot. And if not, then I'm going to go elsewhere. And he went to the right spot. He picked the right place. Right place picked him. He did turn. I can't say that he hasn't helped Josh Allen become that number 3 candidate for MVP.
Is the caller still on?
Yeah, Johnny's with us. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say this with them on the phone.
Yep.
I want to welcome you, gentlemen, to the Northeast Sports Network, streaming sports network with me. You're going to be part of the family on a new network where my show was just aired.
Sick.
Nice.
And I'm going to...
Nice. Thank you.
Linda, I just asked them. Linda's watching, and we want you part of the new network.
Awesome. Welcome.
And
phenomenal.
I shared I shared your show to the new network, and I wanted to do this in person because I haven't been up here in 3 weeks and I haven't been here in a while. So I wanted to break the news to you in person. So, Linda, there you go. We're going to welcome them to the new network as of today.
Pleasure to meet you, Linda.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Linda.
Amazing. I love it.
Hey, I'm in. Listen, sometimes you don't even really need to know.
It's radio, if anybody is listening and you caller, AM and FM radio is dying right now. A lot of podcasts on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
I want
Facts.
to hit a home run with all of us with them, see if we can get near here as well. Podcasts is where it's at. This January, season 2 of my show for 2 years. I asked Jonathan when I saw him in person where you lived when I was working, and then I knew you had a knack because I saw it in you. And I said, bring these guys up. They're great. He's a great duo. And the more doors we knock on and kick open, like I've always wanted to do when we spoke about it a lot,
Absolutely.
the more attention we're going to get, and who knows where it goes from here.
Breaching barriers.
So let's break barriers in the new year, and we're going to kick and go on road shows together, and let's make it work.
Do the damn thing.
Listen, the craziest part about it, and right before we get right back to our guy Johnny Butters, who's trying to take my hot take of Tennessee, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. So,
take that.
the craziest thing is, Sal, is when we talked about it in March during the peak of COVID, right?
That's
Beginning
right.
of lockdowns.
Right. You're right.
You invited me to the studio. I called in, and when I sat down immediately, I knew this is where I had to be. Right.
Right.
Like,
You get that certain connection, that certain feel about it.
Yep. I knew it. And as the months went on,
Hooked on a feeling.
as the months went
Guardians
on,
of the Galaxy.
I literally just kept.
You got the reference?
I kept thinking to myself that I want to do bigger and better things.
Right. I saw your memorabilia stuff. I see how into the sports thing you are.
Yeah.
About it.
You got it. Come get it. You know.
Listen, 200 views on the first show. In the last two shows, over 2,000 in 8 months.
It's gonna take time. Like I did. I started
crazy.
when I started 2 years ago. I had
Great job,
100 and something. No, last year at the start of the new year, we had Sean Casey on, was over 1,000, and we had the Miracle League, and we're going to work hand in hand with a lot of nonprofit stuff, especially Miracle League, and with the Trenton Thunder with this new league, we're gonna hit grand slams. Never mind home runs. Like I said, grab your bat, grip the handles, look the pitcher in the eye, and go, I'm hitting one over on you, whether you're Trevor Bauer or Randy Johnson. So
I mean, you're
Chapman. So.
Just point, baby. You got to call that.
You've seen me in action
Right.
a couple times, so you already know I'm
You pointing to the
all
fence?
in. No, he's pointing to the broken towel.
Call him the fence. Call
So
him to the
Johnny Butters,
fences.
I want to get back to Johnny
Who's he
Butters.
pointing to?
I have
Somebody in the outfield?
I have a bone to pick with Johnny Butters here. I got a bone to pick with
he know
your man
somebody
Johnny
out there?
Butters. Johnny, you claimed in here that you predicted the Tennessee Titans. It's like, by the way, it's like I'm in studio with
Salah's
children.
off the chain.
I'm in studio with two children today. I can't control
Two
Johnny.
Utes.
I can't control
Two
them.
Utes. It's two Utes in
I'm
here.
in the studio with two Utes. I cannot control.
What's a you?
Johnny, I'm trying, bro. I'm
what
trying.
is a you?
I really am. I'm trying. Guys, can I please get back to Johnny Butters?
He's my
please.
fiancé.
For the
Talk
love
to
of
me, dude.
anything
Let's go,
beautiful
let's go.
in this world.
All right, let's try to bring
He's
this right
my
back on the rails.
fiance. No wonder why all the
right.
hostility.
Johnny Butters, just if you're here, just bear with me because I'm trying to keep this thing on the rails barely. Now that we get back in, I want
saw what
your
you did there.
I want your Super Bowl. I want your Super Bowl pick. I want your Super Bowl pick for this year.
For this year?
This year, Super Bowl pick.
Okay. I'm definitely picking Kansas City
Oh God.
for the AFC. The NFC, it's going to be a toss-up. My head says the Packers, but the crazy thing is, my heart tells me it's going to be someone you're not going to see coming.
He always says this. Go ahead.
Like I said, call me crazy,
You're crazy.
but I see Washington.
Wow.
It's incredible. Wow. That's crazy.
That's what I said. Call me crazy. I'm telling you, like,
From December 9th
everybody's going to sleep on the Washington team only because, number one, they're going into the playoffs under 500. They're automatically the underdogs.
That's what I'm looking for.
And I think Tampa Bay's going to go into this game going to really sleep on the Washington team. Because right now, like you said, John, defense do win games.
Yep.
He's right.
Championships, not just games.
Yeah, the big
So
game.
it's all about the defense.
I'm telling you, I think Washington, I said it, I think Washington beats Tampa straight up. And by the way, the Seahawks defense sucks. So I'm looking at the Seahawks defense and I'm saying to myself, that doesn't impress me.
What was their record this year, Seattle?
12-4. But here's the thing though.
Is Russell still the same guy he was?
Not in the beginning of the season.
Russell and Muscle.
And I'm looking at this, and Johnny, I gotta say, man, it's the prediction makes sense because Chicago Bears offense is not explosive enough to beat. I feel like the Bears and Washington are the same team, but the Washington has a little bit better of an offense. I don't think that Tampa Bay beats them. New Orleans has a great offense. Their defense is playing well, but I think that they can really trip up Drew Brees. He has not looked the same this year. He looks like he's aging. He's an aging Drew Brees.
Absolutely.
And it really depends on what Packers team shows up. Anything can happen. Washington is a very, very gutsy pick. But hey, man, anything can happen. They go out there, you play to win the game, right? You play to win the game, and that's really what it's all about. So I could see it. It is a crazy pick. I'm not going to call you crazy, but it is a crazy, crazy pick. You don't think that in the AFC, you don't think the Bills or Tennessee have a chance at all?
Well, let's see. Kansas City, I know will definitely be in the AFC Championship. I did pick the Bills to also go. That game is going to be a shootout. I'm thinking that game is going to go like over 80 points.
Wow.
That's how much of a shootout that game's going to be. But I think, Tennessee, in the end, with the way Mahomes is playing right now, they're going to pull it off.
Mahomes is very tough to. The guy's on a whole nother level, man. Is he not? I mean, he's really, really on a whole nother level. It's incredible to watch this guy. I asked Danny this question earlier this year. I'm going to ask you the same thing. Is Patrick Mahomes the greatest quarterback you've ever seen?
No, we talked about.
Oh, we did. It was me. Okay, it was me and you. Okay, I thought it was I. Oh, that's right. We said he was too short, right? It was too short a span of time yet.
Yeah, I think that's what we said. We all agreed that it was John. Correct me if I'm wrong, Butters. We said, you know what? We want to see his a little more body of work out of the guy, but he can definitely has the potential to have that high ceiling.
It's incredible.
Absolutely.
It's
absolutely agree.
So, Clemson loses to Ohio State.
Gets destroyed.
Who's better? Who's better, Fields or Lawrence?
It's tough.
That's a tough one. Because right now they're both playing exceptional.
You got to choose one, JB.
I would probably give the slight edge to Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Are you asking him?
No.
Hold on, Johnny. I think he's asking which quarterback.
Fields or Lawrence?
Which quarterback do you think is better? Even though Trevor Lawrence took a loss.
Well, which quarterback would be better?
Yeah.
In longevity, I probably would say Trevor Lawrence.
Still think Lawrence.
I think Ohio State is stacked on both sides of the ball, and I think that's why they won that game.
You think better than Clemson?
Yeah, I think they're.
Wow.
Yeah, I think they're stacked better on both sides of the ball than Clemson. I think Clemson has maybe a couple one-ups on receiving core. They got better route runners. I like their tight end. But you know what? But I think when you look at that team, I think Ohio State is just bigger, stronger every year. They get bigger and stronger on the line, in the backing core. They always have strong corners, but their quarterbacks never pan out to be anything amazing. Who was the last OSU quarterback that
we talked
that
about
blew
that?
up?
Nobody.
Right?
So you're saying Justin Fields is not? He's not the real deal.
I don't think he's the guy. And you asked me earlier, Johnny? Who do you think? How do you feel about my take? I think the Jets trade down from that 2 pick because I don't think they're taking Fields. I think the only thing Fields brings to the Jets, if they use it for a quarterback at number 2, use that pick and don't try to sell it off and take an O-lineman somewhere else and maybe get another pick in the first round. I think the only thing that it saves them is 3 years of having to sign another QB. It saves them a little bit of cap, but we got so much money right now. I don't think it matters. I don't think they go quarterback.
This is really
well. Here's my thing about the Jets. I don't think Sam Darnold's going to go anywhere. And the Jets coming into the draft, they have so much opportunity.
A lot of draft capital.
They have just all the opportunities in the world. Yes, they could definitely trade down if they're going to go with Darnold. And, they can come out with more picks. That'll be great for the Jets. I see a very bright future for the Jets. But it all comes down to, draft date on what they're going to do. There's going to be way too many teams entering the draft this year that's going to need a quarterback.
Absolutely. I think they have a shot to maybe get some additional draft capital out of that second pick still. salvage their messing up the first overall pick, and I can't really say messing up because I didn't want them to tank. I mean, you got to play to win every game. Those guys are out there giving their livelihoods just to have the fans smile a little bit in this pandemic, and I appreciate it. That's why I think it was such a travesty what happened at the Eagles. And you're an Eagles fan, Johnny.
How'd you feel about that, Johnny? How'd you feel about that?
Did you burn down? Did you burn down the city hall?
How'd you feel about that, Johnny Butters? Tell us.
Go ahead.
I know. I want to know your take as an Eagles fan. How'd you feel about it?
About the tank?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it was right. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I think that was very uncalled for.
Okay.
But, you know, if you really look at it, I think that call came from higher ups. Because as you can see, like, you know, if you go on any, like, sports media outlet or anything, they're not really talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that came from higher ups only because, you know, they want that draft pick.
Yeah.
Because right now the Eagles come into the next season and we have a salary cap, so most likely you're not going to see Zach Ertz next season. You're not going to see Jason Kelsey next season. Even Carson Wentz, you might not see him next season. Don't be surprised if the Eagles trade up to go after Lawrence.
That's a hot take.
That is a hot take.
Eagles trade up to get Lawrence. I tell you what, they would have to.
Wow.
They would have to have a plan for Wentz. I don't think Wentz is saying now he's backtracking. Apparently, I think in the media somewhere on social media he says no, I want to be here for a while. And you know, they said something in a press conference about keeping Wentz. I think because for the dollar amount, I mean, we all know Jalen Hurts was just a Band-Aid for a little while, and then they embarrassed the guy on national TV by pulling him when, I mean, they're trying to win a game and he scores 2 touchdowns. I mean, maybe he's not throwing the ball, but the guy scores you 2 touchdowns on the ground and makes it a 3-point game. I mean, I don't. I'm sorry, JB. I love you, and I want to talk about the Eagles because I know that's your team, man. But John, you got to take this over. I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, I mean
it's a travesty.
It was. Listen, it was embarrassing to the sport. It was embarrassing to Philadelphia. It's embarrassing to a team that just won the Super Bowl recently. We talked about it earlier on.
At a city that calls themselves the city of brotherly love, you showed no love to the city. You showed no love to your teammates. You showed no love to the sport of football.
It was terrible. And by the way, the Eagles always strike me as that. And Johnny Butters, I think you would agree with me. The Eagles have long thrived under the label of underdogs and being a very, very gritty team that just punches you in the mouth, right? Like Eagles football is very tough. Going back to you could just, Reggie White in the beginning,
absolutely,
and then go straight through to Brian Dawkins, Troy Vincent, all these guys.
Fletcher Cox right now. I mean,
this team is just gritty, and that was far from a team with any integrity whatsoever.
Absolutely.
Far. So, I was curious how an Eagles fan felt about it, but best right now, you're saying Kansas City, Washington as a sleeper team for the NFC East. I asked this question, a very too early prediction. Who do you think wins the Super Bowl next year? Early team right now, prediction for next year, Johnny.
Well, I won't pick who wins the Super Bowl next year, but I'll pick who will be in the Super Bowl next year.
Okay, it's just as good.
I'll take it.
It's probably riskier. Go ahead.
Risque.
No, Kansas City.
Again, wow.
Again in the Super Bowl. Wow, they make the Super Bowl 3 times. Wow.
What's that?
Well, you really got to think about it.
No, if you think Kansas City's going to make Super Bowl this year.
Let's talk about Andy Reid in the early years with the Eagles. All the times, they were in the playoffs. All the times they won the division.
Yep.
And then the Super Bowl appearances. The Super Bowl appearance. He always managed to keep his team as whole. He always try to get players to, restructure their contracts so they can stay with the team. So this way, they can come back and win it again.
Yep.
So I think Andy right now, what he's doing with the team is great. And if somehow Kansas City can keep that team the way it is, I see Kansas City going back to the Super Bowl next year.
Wow.
Listen, my question is, though, in a free agency era, the salary cap will will get hit next year because of no fans, COVID. There will be a restructure. I don't think there's any way they can keep all these guys, Johnny. I don't see it. I don't see how they can do it. They just signed Frank Clark, right? They signed Patrick Mahomes. You have Tyreek Hill coming up. There's a lot of guys that have to get paid. I don't see how they do it, man. Now, can they draft somebody to take their place? Probably. The Chiefs do a really good job of drafting very well. They have great talent evaluators, great scouts. They draft well. I mean, look, we just mentioned a bunch of players that they drafted, down to Mahomes. The team is great. I just don't see how they can keep up with it. Next year, I said it, I see a team, if the Colts can get their quarterback, whether it's Wentz, who wants to go back and play with Frank Reich, whoever it is, I see the Colts, the Colts coming up and doing big things. Then you'd have to look at a team like San Francisco, who's going to be back to healthy again. Hopefully, they'll have their whole defense again. Nobody did more with less than the 49ers did this year.
That's
so maybe early predictions are like Colts 49ers, Bills 49ers. Maybe?
Yeah, didn't they have the San Francisco had the closest games?
Yeah,
right?
They were there. They were there.
They're always in the game. Yep. Absolutely. Even after missing 4 linebackers, 2 linemen, tight ends.
Nah, it's
right. George Kittle was out half the season pretty much.
Yeah, it's a great team. There's no doubt about it. It's a great team. If you were starting a team right now, Johnny Butters, if you were starting a team right now, we know the quarterback you'd take, Patrick Mahomes. We know that. Who would be the running back you would take? Who would be your first wide receiver you would take? And who would be your first defensive end you would take?
Okay, running back right now.
Right now.
I definitely go with Henry.
Okay.
Can't go wrong.
Because Henry, this season and the past season, 2,000 plus yards rushing, you have to.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Who would you go
on
with?
On the receivers end, to me, it will probably either be between Stephon Diggs or DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm. And who would you take for your starting defensive end?
I'd probably go Chase Young.
100%, no brainer.
I'm gonna. It's a great pick. I'm still gonna take Nick Bosa.
Yeah, I listen. I like both picks, but you can't not. Have you seen the motor on this kid?
No, I haven't seen him at
Bro,
all.
it is bananas. When you watch this kid play, and I agree with you, Johnny Butters. You can't. I don't think you can go with anybody else but Chase Young. The kid is a monster. After 1 or 2 games, he became a team captain. Really took over the team, became the face of the organization. He's the game-changing player. He is a young LT. I don't care. Anybody can argue with me. I think he blows Nick Bosa's doors off.
What?
And I think you're going to see it in the next couple of years. You may even see flashes of what his future is going to be like in this next game.
Hold on. You're telling me.
If he takes over this game against the Buccaneers, against Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT, and against a strong O-line, and with the Buccaneers defense playing well, if he takes over this game and you see fumbles and he's taking them to the house, you're going to see that this kid is the truth.
Bro.
100.
You did see what Nick Bosa did in 1 year, right?
Listen, we talked about it on another show. I said I'd probably take one of the Bosa brothers if I had to start somebody on defense and start a franchise organization with somebody on defense. But now this kid, Chase Young, has stepped in the room, and he has arrived. I'm sorry. There's no way if, ands, or buts about it. The kid is a monster. And I think you're going to see between this year and next year, the Bosas are injury-prone, and this kid's a monster.
You do know that there's not one single stat, not one, that he beats Bosa in.
I don't care.
You know that.
I don't care. Kid passes the eye test.
So did the other one.
He's a savage.
See, you also told me you thought Devontae Adams till I had to prove you wrong with stats. So I
Again,
have to do that
no. But you brought those stats. All right, we're going to go into this again. All right. So this is 3 shows in a row that I got to tell them about Devontae Adams. Listen, I like the Stephon Diggs, and I understand Stephon Diggs has played a couple more games, played more time on the field. Devontae Adams was out 2 games. You're going to play the what-if game. You want me to play the what-if game? Yeah, I think Devontae Adams has 100 more yards in those 2 games. And I think if he plays those 2 games and Aaron Rodgers is healthy, I think we're not having this conversation.
But I asked you the better player.
I still think it's Devontae Adams. You went over stats, right? He played 2 less games.
But you're talking about 1 year with 2 less games, and he still has less stats.
I know you don't listen. I know you don't like the what have you done for me lately. But every year we have a new MVP. Every year we have a different Super Bowl champ. Every year it's something different. This league is a reactive league, and it is a what have you done for me lately league.
I just don't know how you go Chase Young over Nick Bosa when they both played 1 season and one has better stats, and one won the award already. Chase Young might win it, but how could you take him?
I still take Chase Young.
This is incredible.
Absolutely. Watch, you're going to see it this next game.
That's a Fugazi pick.
Nope.
What? Name me one
You're
thing
smoke.
He
that
just saying
looks better.
fakakta?
Name me one thing that looks better about Chase Young
Gotcha.
than Nick Bosa. Name me one thing, except for physique, because Chase Young does look like a monster.
He's a specimen.
But tell me though, one thing on the field that he does better than Nick Bosa. Go ahead.
All right. Why don't you look up pressures?
Pressures. I'll look up pressures. Is that a stat I can look up?
Pressure sacks. I think it should be in there.
Yeah, that should be a stat.
100%. Yeah, you see the picture in the corner, right? It's number 99.
Because
that's Chase Young.
I'm on his page.
Yeah.
My gosh.
Soon as you look it up, it comes up.
I'm on the Washington page. Of course he's on the
You
page.
know nothing.
This is ridiculous.
Get that chicken rack.
What do you think? I'm going to go to a Cowboys page. We're going to see Wentz's face on
Mickey
there?
loves you.
Get with the program.
Hey, Danny.
What's up, baby?
Dude, this is what you should have pulled, John, and the greatest line from Coming to America. Aha!
What is that, velvet?
Taste the soup. Okay, where's the spoon?
What is that, velvet?
I'm looking right now. I don't see.
What
it,
you
though.
put in that hair? Oh, nothing but fruits and berries. Man, that ain't nothing but Ultra Perm.
Hold on. You know what I'm gonna go to? I'm gonna go. This is on ESPN, but this is not like in depth. So hold on a second, boys. I'm gonna go here. Chase Young stats. I'm gonna go into the football reference because normally they have stuff like that,
Do the
like
damn
advanced stats.
Do it.
I'm telling you, kids, stay off the drugs.
Hold on. We're saying we said pressure, right?
Pressures, yeah.
Stats and more.
It might be under pressure sacks or something like that.
Pressure sacks. I don't see it here, man. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm looking the wrong place. Yeah, check it out. I'm looking. I'm trying, man.
I think it's because of your accent, man.
I'm on the Google machine. You
got to
are
look
wrong
it up
either-
and check it in the
you guys are
chopper.
wrong either way. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous statement to make. QB hits is 12. Right here, QB hits.
No, but it can't be QB hits because QB hits. He's got to make contact with the QB. That's when he makes contact with the QB and throw. But I'm talking about pressure sacks. Like he gets in, he doesn't get the sack, he doesn't touch the guy, but he breaks up the play so bad that the quarterback is forced to either throw the ball incomplete or throw it out of bounds.
Okay, so you go to that. I'm gonna find Nick Bosa.
I look, man.
Because you're out of your mind. You're both outside of your mind. You've lost your marbles.
You got no marbles.
Why?
Two in the outfielders.
Bro, hear me. You ready for this?
Talk to me.
Dude, let's just talk about the stat that I brought up that made no sense to me. I'll just read it, okay?
Hit me.
Chase Young, quarterback hits, okay? Got himself, he touched the QB. Chase Young 12 times. Nick Bosa 25, bro. He, no matter what, gets to the quarterback.
Okay, that's good to get to the quarterback, but is he a game changer?
Of course a game changer.
Okay.
Bro, Nick Bosa got injured this year. They went 5-10, 5-11, 6-10. Last year, they almost made a run at it.
You're talking about Chase Young on a team who barely has a quarterback. They just stepped in recently, and they won their division.
Name me another defensive player on...
They won their division.
Name me
because
another
of him.
defensive player on the 49ers. Name me another defensive player on the 49ers.
Doesn't matter, John.
His entire line around Chase Young are Pro Bowlers.
Bro.
Come on, bro.
They win those games because of him.
Oh my gosh, man. This doesn't make any sense. It's like I'm no matter what I say, you're gonna go against the grain because for you, this is like
Gotta play spoiler.
This is like the Jay Will and Keyshawn Johnson argument they had in the morning. And literally, this was the same
I can't
thing.
stand Jay Will, I'll be honest with you.
I can't stand Keyshawn.
That's funny.
That's really funny.
Oh,
I love Jay Will.
really?
But you
I think he smoked.
But do you want to know why I can't stand Keyshawn? Because years ago,
Throw me the damn ball.
No, years ago when he was playing for the Jets, my grandmother was
Here we go. It's personal.
No, it was. my grandmother was dating a guy who had season tickets for the Jets, and I went to a game. I was young. I was probably 10, right?
So this is
And I wanted
you're
to
a
get an
closet Jets
autograph.
fan.
I wanted no. Bro, it was the only football game I can go to. I went to go see Dan Marino. You know, like I had a chance to go see these guys. There was nobody in the stands. Probably 10 total people.
Sorry, so don't want to
Probably
stand
10.
now.
and I go in there. I go to ask for Keyshawn Johnson's autograph, and he looked at me and said, "I don't do autographs, kid." And ever since then, I was like, "You're scum,
Yeah, that's dickbag.
scum." So every time
That-
Keyshawn
that-
talks,
that's terrible.
I'm like, "You're so trashy, bro." It's like, and even on MSR, when I get his helmet and I pull his helmet and somebody wins his helmet, I want to be like, "This guy is scum." But here you go. You ready? Look, all the way down the line, all the way down the line, the guy beats him. He had.
Chase
he
Young won the
started-
divisions in the playoffs.
He started 14 games. Chase Young started 15.
Chase Young's in the playoffs.
Okay? QB hits 12. Nick Bosa 25.
Playoffs?
Sacks.
You want to talk about playoffs?
Chase Young 7.5. Nick Bosa 9.
Johnny, from what you've seen, are you taking Nick Bosa or are you taking Chase Young? Now that John's made all those stats, I'm still taking Chase Young.
No, right now I still take Chase Young.
Thank you.
How?
Thank you. Come again.
Oh my.
How is Nick Bosa
Thank you, Johnny Butters. You know that's why. I bring the swagger to the show, bro. I bring the
You
real
don't
football
bring the-
fans, baby.
You don't bring the
Come
swagger.
on, son.
You bring the delusion.
Bro.
You and Johnny Butters.
Bro,
you guys
I am telling
sip
you.
from the same syrup. It's amazing.
Sipping on
you,
that scissor.
Johnny Butters and Lil Wayne and Lil John all sip from
Weezy?
the same syrup.
Excuse me, Lil Weezy.
The same cough medicine you guys are all drinking. Because it doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys.
Hold on, John. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, talk to me, Goose.
All right. Let me ask you a question. How do you think Nick Bosa recovers from his injury coming into next season? Do you still think he's going to put up the numbers?
Here comes the back pedal.
Oh, I hear doubt already.
Yeah, let him know, Johnny.
So-
let him know.
So listen, man. Any time any player, no matter what, has a major injury, they're scared, right? And especially when it has to do with the lower half of your body, where you're so explosive and most.
Whoa.
And
What are we talking about?
And most of your power comes from your hips, your quads, your knees, your Achilles.
That thrust is important.
It is, but for defensive end, you know that. Come on.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And the fact of the matter
Tight ends, too.
is this is not a quarterback where Alex Smith has almost a life-ending injury with his knee.
Tremendous. Comeback player of the year?
Comeback player of the year, but
Phenomenal.
he's able to still play quarterback at a high level because he's not using his legs as much. Dude,
But I think he also has like the record for the best Wonderlic test too.
yeah, but I'm just saying the fact of the matter is for Nick Bosa, this is problematic. You know, I hope he comes back full strength. But you're giving me another what if. This is why you guys live in the what if world. I don't live in what if.
There's no what
looked
if.
at this. I looked
Chase
at
Young
this,
is in the playoffs.
Nick Bosa, because Nick Bosa is home recovering.
Right.
Doesn't
Can't
matter.
last long.
Oh my gosh.
Injury prone.
You guys, dude, I can't. You know what, man? You guys really. You know what really chaps my ass, Lloyd?
So you're saying they got a chance?
It just kills me because I can read you a stat and you're gonna pull some crazy something.
You
Bro,
read so nice.
It's like, bro, you know what this is like? It's like I'm at home with my daughter and we're watching Trolls World Tour, and you're like Poppy.
Let me ask you, though.
Queen Poppy. Every single time somebody says something, right?
trying to flip it and bounce it on
And
you.
I'm Branch. Every single time somebody says something, you're like, but no, it's okay. And Branch goes, how? Every single time something bad happens, you find a way to just stay positive.
Listen, doesn't Queen Poppy win in the end?
No.
She saves the day.
Queen Poppy does not win in the end.
She saves the day.
Bro, I am very well versed in Trolls World Tour. Okay?
Here we go off the rails again.
All right?
Listen,
And let me tell you.
let me ask you, as a parent, I mean, we always talk about how we're two dads and we
ahead.
can relate to everybody. Let me ask you,
Yes.
I want to know how many of our listeners, along with you, John, while the pandemic went on, had to rent that thing by accident because their kid was touching the remote like 12 times. Did you have to do that?
No, World Tour?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There was no. I bought it.
Bro, I bought it.
I
and
paid
then
the money and paid for it because
my
I knew she
son
wanted to watch it every day.
I know. So I bought it, right? And then my kid goes on there and clicks on the rent again.
Oh, that's your problem.
Oh, bro. Wait,
He's
yeah,
too smart for his dad.
You got 2 more. You got 2 more years before that start happening, bro.
No.
I'm telling you, be prepared.
and you
You'll
know
be
what?
watching World Tour all day long.
you know
You'll
what-
tattoo Poppy's face on your arm.
Can I tell you that it really is true with children? Johnny, I don't know if you have any kids. You have kids, Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got two daughters.
Oh, God bless, man.
How
So-
many times did you watch Trolls?
None, because they're too old for that.
God bless you, bro.
So listen, for me, man, I am my daughter's 17 months, right? So she loves all like the vibrant colors, and she loves the songs, and she's like, it's so wild how even at such a young age they just know, right? They just have such like these cognitive skills already that I would never think is even possible. And if I turn the TV off during a song, she gives you that look of like disgust.
Oh, the
like,
stare of death.
What are you, an
Absolutely.
idiot? Dad, what are you, an idiot?
Yeah.
There's a song on Trolls.
Little does she know.
Moron. Right?
Your
Like,
daughter's smarter than you think.
no, it's crazy. Dude, it's wild, man. But even she knows Nick Bosa is better than Chase Young. That's why my daughter is the smartest in the room, and that's why she knows that every pick that you're saying right now is BS.
Let me ask you, John.
Ask me
At
whatever you want.
one point, we're gonna keep it family. At what point do you stop measuring the months? I know you're still in the month stage. I heard you say she's 17 months. She's a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
So at what point, like when she is 24 months, do you not say she's 2 years old, or do you
No,
say she's 24 months?
At 18 months, I say she's a year and a half. That's it.
That's it, and then there's
it.
no more months.
There's no
and
more
after that, she's about to be 2.
Yeah,
She's about to be 2 until she's 2, and then she's 2, and then she's 2 until she's 3.
Everyone asks me, she's a year and a half. She's a year and a
I
half.
got friends that they're like, "Oh, my kid's is 36 months." No, my lease is 36 months. Your kid's 3 years old.
Yeah, no.
What are we
She's
doing?
18 months, right? She's a year and a half old. Once she gets to a year and a half, the next
And God bless her.
time-
She is the most beautiful little girl. If you guys have ever seen John's pictures on Facebook, amazing.
she looks,
Thank God she looks just like mom.
Thank God she looks like my wife. Because if she looked like me, she'd have a massive nose with a Jufro on her head.
And she'd be on the
Poor
radio
girl.
show.
Poor girl. I thank God she looks like mommy, because I'd be so screwed. It's bad news.
Johnny Butters, I appreciate you, man. You're really taking us off the
Listen,
rails, and I love it.
Johnny Butters, you know what, man? All I have to say is, obviously, you can call anytime you want. You,
100%.
You have some hot takes, but you stole my Titans hot take. Okay, that's number one. This bogus
Good
Case
job,
Young
Johnny.
hot take is completely
And boy in the
bogus.
building.
And you're clearly trying to get me riled up. So that's another one. And anytime someone tells me the Chiefs are going to win it, honestly, dude, you're not telling me anything that I don't know, and therefore,
So you agree?
and therefore, yeah, but I want something that's going to get the juices flowing. When you tell me Kansas City, it's like, okay, bro, yeah, well, Jordan's the greatest of all time. All right, thanks for the argument. Like, the fact of the matter is you're not telling me
Yeah,
anything.
you were on the wrong side of the fence in that argument.
I know, but I still feel like LeBron James. But I'm just saying.
Oh, don't make me do this again.
No, I'm just saying. Okay, I'm still saying LeBron James. All right, I'm done with you. You're dead to me.
Yeah, I tell you what. You said LeBron James. As soon as LeBron James broke Kobe's record, Kobe died.
So you're saying LeBron James killed Kobe?
Conspiracy.
Oh my God,
Conspiracy theory.
Jesus,
Remember I told you
man.
before I had a hot take?
that was the hot take.
Bro,
LeBron James killed Kobe Bryant.
LeBron James killed Kobe Bryant.
That was your hot take,
Bananas.
dude. You're sick in the head.
Absolutely.
He didn't just kill Kobe. he
You
killed
told me
other
that was
people.
prerequisite for the show, bro. You can't pick on me now.
Oh my God, that's a conspiracy theory and a half.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you went that crazy.
Yeah, I'm deep.
Wow.
Dude.
Are you in the middle? Are you in the middle of writing
That's
a
like
book?
saying Al Bundy's the greatest running back of all time.
He is. You can't tell me anything.
Bro, look at his stats from Polk High. Prove me wrong. I'm just saying. I mean, the proof's in the pudding.
Oh, Johnny, what have you started, Johnny?
Dude, Johnny Butters gave me my own prediction back to me.
Johnny Butters has taken the steering wheel from this show and driven us into oblivion.
Johnny, listen. I'm gonna try. You really do see what I'm up against here with Sal and Dan on the same studio, bro.
I seen it.
It's not good. It's not kosher. I really have a tough time reeling these guys in. They're like texting each other, sitting next to each other. They're showing each other laptops and cell phones.
Well, we got to figure out how we're going to poke the bear next.
It's like
I got to be honest with you. These last 30 minutes is the longest I've had Sal quiet.
It's like a high school hangout. But this is good though, because as soon as Sal starts talking,
all
then all of
family,
a sudden
baby.
you guys start going at it again. I can't even. I don't know what to do. I can't mediate this kind of stuff.
Do it.
Bro, they can't pay me enough to do this. It's incredible.
You can't make this up.
Listen, Johnny, next week, call back in again because when Washington wins the next game, I want you to be on my side when we're trying to convince everyone in the world that Washington's going to win this year.
Wow. Wild Wednesday pick from Jonathan Entel.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, but I mean, I see it though.
I understand, but I don't think anybody in that. That defense is tough. The defense is tough. Defense wins championships.
We'll see.
Wow.
We'll see next week.
Oh man, that's a hot take.
We'll see next week.
Washington, the team with no name wins the Super Bowl. Imagine putting $100 on that bet in the beginning of the year.
But is that not 2020?
Oh, that's so 2020.
Come on, bro.
Where this is the trickle over effect.
Yeah, but the same thing. It's the trickle over effect because it's the 2020 season. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
So
I agree.
I still have to make 2020 predictions
For football.
So football, they have no name. They win the Super Bowl.
Wow.
By the way, the trophy they win will have a name, and they still won't.
Wow. So they'll have a trophy, and it'll be the Washington football team on the trophy.
On the Lombardi Trophy.
On the Lombardi Trophy. The team
It'll just say Washington.
They may forever remain nameless.
They may. If they win a
Wow.
Super Bowl, they're never getting it.
Oh, they're going to be like, no, I'm keeping it just like this. The Washington football team.
This has got to win the Facebook post. Of
Oh,
the
we
night.
got Sal woke up.
Facebook post of the night.
Yeah, it'll be funny if they win the Lombardi Trophy, and on the Lombardi Trophy you just see the Prince symbol. You don't even see the Washington football team on it.
It just says Washington, right? Could you imagine? Oh my God, hold on.
Post of the day.
These guys.
That's definitely the Facebook post of the day.
Wow.
They emptied that.
Oh my.
It's a holiday store now.
Wow. This I'm gonna
Coming soon to Target at the Capitol building.
I can't. They showed me a
Right next to it, they'll have a Spencer's.
They showed me a picture to give everybody so we can share the laughs with everybody. They showed me obviously anybody who's watched the news today has seen the craziness up at the Capitol building. They showed me a picture of the Capitol building with a sign hanging from it and it says Spirit Halloween. And that is very 2020 if I ever saw something 2020. But we're gonna try and finish this up here. Johnny Butters, thanks for calling in today, man. I'm gonna try and get these guys.
Yeah, brother, mad love, man.
Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna try and get this ship righted for at least the last 20 minutes.
No way.
While I'm here. Maybe you're on longer, but
I will thwart your plans, evildoer.
All right, Johnny Butters, call. Go ahead.
Let me just finish with this
Absolutely.
comment real quick.
Yep.
I really do hope that the Mets get George Springer.
Ooh.
They need a center fielder.
Yep.
Good center fielder and a good leadoff hitter.
How did you hear Johnny Butters just now, but then asked us before if he was still on? What do you have? Selective
Told you, he just
hearing?
woke
Notice
up.
my beard here.
What the hell?
Did you
is
just
going
say
on?
your beard
repeat the
ear?
question?
Beard.
My beard.
I don't understand.
My beard ear.
Sal literally.
Your beard is weird.
Sal heard you say what you said, and then he commented. But before, when you said something,
No, I didn't hear him. That's why.
Oh, you didn't hear him? That's why I just said what I said.
Well, he doesn't have
Yeah.
his. He doesn't have his.
I don't have my
headset
hearing aid.
You have the hearing aid in the
on. He doesn't
left
have the
ear,
hearing
not
aid
right
on
ear.
yet.
Oh, wait, I hear something.
By the way, guys, just so you know,
Cap to your left.
I love when Sal's on the show because I'm not the oldest guy in the room.
Oh, gee. Here we go.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Johnny Butters,
Oh man,
call in next Wednesday, bro.
JB,
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank
keep
you,
us
brother.
sane, brother. Thank you, man. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, you guys. Take care.
How many times are you gonna say Happy New Year?
As many times as I can, bro. This is my first New Year show. Well, we gotta say Happy New Year's every time.
How many times?
Wait till we get sponsored. I'm gonna be saying that stuff all the
I know.
time.
You said Happy New Year's.
My
Happy
Lord
New
helmet. What a
Year's.
big helmet you got. Huh?
This is incredible. I can't. The show's
We've
off
been
the-
jammed.
This show. You know what though? I
It's
have
got the blips.
And it's
the blips and the
strawberry.
who. It's got the.
I have to admit, sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun to not be so restricted to just talking about the chaotic sports world. Sometimes it's nice to just kind of kick back and be who you want to be.
Well, we have to. There's so much negative stuff going on in the NFL and the way they're handling all these sports teams. There's some positives. I got to say, before we get off in these next 20 minutes, I got to say, let's go Knicks. The Knicks have been on a tear, doing well. All right? You're seeing that R.J. Barrett is the glue that's going to keep this team together, and they made it finally a good draft pick. I hope they can keep it together, keep it going, and have a great season.
I got to say that
What it is.
Wonder Woman sucked. That's number one.
Yep.
This sums up the show today. You ready? Wonder Woman sucked. Washington will win the Super Bowl. New York sports needs to come back in all aspects of sports. All four major sports, we need New York sports.
But can you believe that Buffalo, of all New York teams, is going to be the leading savior?
We'll see. We'll see. NHL's on the way. Next week we start. We're against the Islanders next week. Big matchup for the Rangers.
Huge.
We got it. We have to get started on the right foot.
Yep.
The Mets need to sign George Springer. The Yankees are in quite the dilemma with DJ LeMahieu. We don't know what's going on over there with that organization. And for the first time in a long time, I can say I'm happy I'm a Mets fan right now and not
Let's go,
a Yankees.
baby.
Right now.
Be happy if you're a San Diego Padre fan.
Oh, tell me about it.
Absolutely.
Who took over the number 2 slot away from the Yankees in the power rankings?
Dodgers, Padres.
Yes, Dodgers, Padres, Yankees.
Dodgers,
I'm telling you,
Padres.
it's gonna be a different thing next year. They got to keep that up for a long period of time. You said they're playing the whole 162 game season. It's still left to see what those Padres pitchers can do that they just acquired, Yu Darvish and company, to
Blake Snell.
be able to make, and Blake Snell to be able to keep it lengthy during the season.
Have I ever told you how much I love Blake Snell?
Oh yeah, we know.
I told you about it?
Yes.
Blake Snell.
Did you hear? You
just
heard
can't wait
how
to
he
sniff
went? How he went off after before during the trade
Yeah.
about him being taken out of that game.
Yeah.
Blake-
That's weak.
Blake's.
I don't like Blake Snell.
What do you expect from him? What do you expect from him?
Exactly.
That.
He's a troll.
He is a troll.
It's like Trevor Bauer.
And by the way,
Beat it.
if he was a troll named Poppy, I'd like him. But he's not. He's a human troll.
That's what you're into?
But I hate him.
That's what you're into?
I strongly dislike
Purple
him.
hair?
I don't hate him. I strongly dislike him. He's a troll. Best World Series. You think the Padres? You think the Padres go this year, Sal? You think the Padres have enough firepower?
Wild card.
Not division winners.
Wild card. Wild card unless
162
somebody on the
games,
Dodgers gets hurt on their staff,
Is it
like
is
a Kershaw.
Is this season another expanded year for playoffs? Are they sticking to that?
I haven't heard definitely yet,
When do they
but
vote on
they
the DH?
might because it brought more money into the league.
More money, more problems.
That DH rule is going to be huge.
What about the DH? Did that get voted yet?
No, they're not doing it.
They're not.
They're not going to do
No,
it.
no universal DH.
It's a joke. Come on, bro.
It would really even the playing field for the NL and the AL, especially in like in the World Series. I think that really evens the playing field all across the board.
That's BS, man. I was
Yeah.
really hoping.
I wanted to see. I wanted to see Alonso or somebody in that DH spot just swinging away.
Mets got to trade him.
Well, I mean that's what I said, but so far they haven't done it. So,
Mets got to trade Alonso. Mets.
what do you think that happens? In what scenarios do they
Pistol
keep him?
Pete?
Well, they got to trade him.
I know.
Why?
Me and you agreed. They got to trade him. You got value in him. He's still a monster. You got to sell him off and get some more pieces.
I said this year.
I think you might be able to get a good relief pitcher.
I said the Mets needed to trade. I said the Cowboys needed to trade Zeke, needed to trade Dak. I said this 2 years ago, and look at the crap we're in now.
Yep.
The Mets need to trade Alonso. They need to make room for Dominic Smith to be on the field all the time as a first baseman and lead that team. And dude, the guys love Dominic Smith. He's the leader in that clubhouse.
I just found out your answer.
What's that?
Right now, as of right now, you need 75% of the votes to get into the hall.
Yep.
Bonds has received 74 so far, and Clemens 73.2.
Wow.
Bonds getting in.
Looks like both of them might get in.
They should.
Yeah.
Are they not? Are they not two of the greatest? Two of the greatest of all time.
Asterisk or not.
Two of the greatest of all time, hands down. Before Bonds' first reported case of HGH, Bonds was the first player in history who had 500 home runs, 500 stolen bases.
100%.
So Bonds needs to be in there. And Clemens is a legend.
And Clemens, I'm sorry. If you got a pitcher and you catch him with PEDs, whatever, maybe he puts a little more something on the ball. But you have to have a skill to control the motion on that ball and position that ball over that plate perfectly in that little square just to get those strikeouts, the kind of numbers that he put up. And he was phenomenal at it.
There's something out there.
There's no way that a PED should hold this guy back from getting into the hole.
We could go to GNC right now and get something to boost our metabolism. What didn't Bartolo Colon do it for years? He just regulated his blood.
Bartolo Colon,
right?
Didn't they call him doping?
Bartolo Colon is a physical specimen.
Phenomenal.
I don't know if you've seen him, but he is exactly who we all strive to be. When we grow up and get to his age,
amazing.
He is who we thought that he was.
And
it's amazing how he pitched through all those years. Really.
The fact that even when he got busted for quote unquote PEDs, they banned him after looking at him is incredible.
All he did was regulate his blood.
First of all,
I know people that do that. You go to the hospital and you just get your blood cleaned. That's all.
Blood doping.
No,
blood doping.
But seriously though,
it's doping.
But seriously though,
basically.
You look at Bartolo Colon, even if they said he used actual steroids. Look at Bartolo Colon.
Look like looking at a Teletubby.
Bro, is there any way you ban that guy? You suspend
He looks like
him?
my dad, man.
Come on, bro. There is a 0%.
He looks like every Latino dad in the hood. Bro.
Like watching a Munchkins dance.
I see him and all I picture is him going home, taking that uniform off, putting like on like a wife beater and playing in like a Spanish parranda band. You know what I mean? A little banjo, a little
cigar
little
in his
guitar.
mouth.
Yeah, a little cigar in his mouth. Somebody with a tambourine next to him.
Bro, there is no way.
You, bro.
There's no way. There's no way. That
PDs, man.
guy who got that positive test back from Bartolo, if I'm him at the lab, I look at it and say, "This is Bartolo's? That can't be right."
Nah.
And call up the headquarters for MLB and say, "Guys,
I got it wrong. I think I messed this up."
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if you've seen Bartolo lately. He tested positive for steroids. We may want to take another sample because if you looked at him, there is no way this guy's taking steroids.
Now, let me ask you a question. What about Albert Pujols? Do you think he ever did it?
I think he probably did.
He always wears a baggy uniform.
Yeah, but he's a big man, and he came into the league was pretty big.
Yeah, he's ginormous.
I don't think he did.
I don't think so either.
Is he still? He's still with the Angels, correct?
Yep.
Moved up on that list.
Did they re-sign Yachty? No.
Not yet,
No,
right?
Where's he going? No, I assumed that they were going to let him test the free agency and maybe pick him back
he
up.
might be tested.
Pick him back up, but I mean, he might be a Met.
By the way, Albert
No, I'm just
Pujols is
Could
paying.
be a nice background.
already picked up McCann.
Backup catcher on the Mets.
Yeah, I don't think they would sign him as a backup.
Wow.
Yankees might.
Albert Pujols is done.
I could see the Yankees. I could see him going to the Yankees.
Sanchez did horribly.
Albert Pujols.
Gary Sanchez is awful.
This is over 660-something home runs? What is he at?
662. You know that you realize that Pujols last year was his 20th season.
Bananas.
Wow. 20th, bro. I did not know that.
That's strong. How many other players have had that many years?
Well, Pete Rose did.
The only guy
Hank
I could think of.
What is he, 22 years?
Hank Aaron. Pete Rose.
Yep.
Did Rafael Palmeiro? Cal Ripken, right?
What about Adrian Gonzalez?
No,
He's a journey. He's a journeyman.
Yeah, but I think he's at like 18 years. I don't think he's at 20.
You may be thinking Adrian Beltre.
Oh, Gonzalez.
No.
Don't forget he was a Met, a Dodger, or a Red Sox. He was somewhere else before that too, right?
Am I good or am I good? Just tell me I'm good.
You just had 18 on the
good,
button?
yo.
Adrian Beltre.
18 on the
Adrian
button?
Beltre, yeah.
21 years. I told you it over 20 years. I knew.
Oh, the other Adrian you told me.
Yeah.
Yo, Adrian!
Adrian Beltre. No, I'm going to look up
Is he still playing?
Yeah, he's still playing.
Who would somebody go to Japan?
Did he?
Somebody went. Oh, I know. Eric Thames went.
I'm looking up Adrian Gonzalez. Nah, Adrian Gonzalez is not. I knew it wasn't.
How long did he play?
He's got to have, 15 years? 15 years. 15.
Yeah, I know he was in it.
Somebody else. I can't think. Beltray played with him, I think.
20-year players. I mean, I got quite a few of them already. 20-year players.
How many you got?
I had Pete Rose. I said Adrian Beltre. Cal Ripken.
Cal Ripken.
I wanted to look up Rafael Palmeiro.
What about Mo Rivera? Mo Jeter?
Did Mo play 20? I thought he played 18.
95 he came up?
Wow, I'm good. Palmeiro, 20. Let me see Rivera. I don't think so. How many years did I say Rivera played? I said 18, didn't I?
I know he came up in 95,
19.
Right?
Came at 19 years.
You just missed.
That's good. I want guys over 20. I didn't think he had 20.
Who was Paul Molitor?
Paul Molitor?
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah, 21 years.
21. Dude, baseball careers are just so long.
Oh, Ripken definitely, no?
Yes,
And they got the best
I
pay
said
plan.
him.
Yeah, we mentioned Ripken already.
Ripken, who else?
A-Rod, 22.
Yeah.
Yep. A-Rod, 22.
Somebody on that core four had to get it.
On who?
On the Yankees. One of those core four guys, definitely.
Randy Johnson, 20. Yep.
Who do you end with, the D-backs?
D-bags.
He's breaking a wall somewhere.
Ricky Henderson, 25 seasons.
Wow.
Wow. Jamie Moyer, 25 seasons.
Really?
Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moyer. Deacon McGuire, 26 seasons. Tommy John, 26 seasons.
Yep.
Yeah, how
I
many
mean, all those
surgeries?
guys, Warren
How many
Spahn.
surgeries? Yeah, Nolan Ryan, 27.
Nolan Ryan, that's right.
Cap Anson, 27 seasons. Those are the 6 longest. Wow.
I knew Nolan Ryan. I forgot.
Who's
You knew
approaching
him
it?
personally?
Who's approaching it?
Let's see.
Now, anybody? Anybody we know?
I know
Let's take a look at this.
nobody.
I know nothing. I saw nothing. All right, let's see.
The Susquehanna Hat Company. Step by step.
Let's see. Ty Cobb was the first player to reach 3,000 games.
That's crazy,
Let's go
man.
through it.
Baseball careers are so long. And you could be a journeyman for just forever, right?
Yeah. Most games played. Pete Rose, number 1, 35.62. Carl Yastrzemski, 33.08.
Yastrzemski.
Hank Aaron, 32.98 games played. Ricky Henderson, 3,081 games played. Ty Cobb, 3,000 games, over 3,000 games played. You got, all right, so all the players over 3,000 games played historically are Pete Rose, Carl Yastrzemski, Hank Aaron, Ricky Henderson, Ty Cobb, Eddie Murray. Wow.
I forgot about Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murray was...
Eddie Murray.
He was a statue in there. Stan Musial, Cal Ripken,
Yep.
and Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays.
Omar Vizquel.
Right at the end, around that 3,000 or close to it, within 100 games, you're looking at Willie Mays, Barry Bonds, Dave Winfield, Omar Vizquel, Rusty Staub, and Adrian Beltre. Brooks Robinson, Albert Pujols,
Craig Biggio.
Robin Yount, 2 Younts.
Robin Yount?
Robin Yount.
I wasn't gonna say him, but I
There you go. Rafael Palmeiro, Al Kaline. Let's see. Harold Baines. Eddie Collins. Reggie Jackson's up there at 2,800
Bro,
games.
the
Frank
toughest
Robinson.
question,
Wow, this
toughest
is
question
tough.
of all time. Who would you take as your center fielder? Dude, is that not the toughest question of all time?
Wow.
Willie Mays, Ken Griffey Jr.
That's
Mike
Willie Mays
Trout.
Hayes. I run like Hayes.
Could you imagine? Like, who would you guys take?
Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey Jr.
I'd have to take Trout, man. Even Mickey Mantle, I'd have to take Trout.
I wouldn't.
Now,
Amazing. That's tough.
Well, the bat wise or defensive wise?
I think best all around player ever was Willie Mays, but just talking about center field and defense, I mean, Willie
Roberto
Mays,
was a left fielder, right?
right field.
He was right fielder.
Yeah, Clemente. Yeah. But I think I have to take Ken Griffey Jr. That's tough over Willie Mays, man. But that's and Dad, I know my dad is probably watching right now, telling me, "No, you're crazy," but he's a big Willie Mays fan, man. He got to see the guy play. You know what I mean?
Dude. Wow, did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mike Trout.
That's a lot of stories right there, bro.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mike Trout, 10 years in.
Dad's almost 80 years old, bro.
God bless.
Man, Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Mike Trout, 10 years in, batting .304.
First Battle Hall of Famer.
Slugging .582. His OPS is 1,000. He's got 200 stolen bases, 800 RBIs, and 302 home runs 10 years in.
Wow. He's only 10 years in. Oh, man, you may sway me.
He might. Was it A-Rod broke the record for youngest player to get to 3? Or was it 400? He might be the youngest player to get.
400.
He might be the youngest. If he's
Mike Trout had it.
If he stays healthy and no stupid stoppage in play, he could beat that record.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something, man.
2019, he only played 134 games. In the 134 games, he missed 28, okay? 45 home runs, 104 RBIs.
Wow. Imagine he played a full season.
You better get that guy some plays on that team.
Yeah.
How long could you take?
Help.
How long could you take the heartache and it out there?
Well, he just said for as long as it takes because he just signed a new 15-year deal, whatever it was, for $450 million.
And baseball being a sport that has
he's the face of the West Coast now, so yeah.
He's on the right team.
But could you imagine?
But it makes it difficult for the rest of the team. I mean, regardless of no cap, and you don't got like an Uncle Steve.
What would you say? What would you say is your number, home run wise, that you would like to see a player hit that you feel is a very productive year? What's the magical number in your mind
For home runs?
for home runs?
Well, between 40 and 50.
And that's the number you'd want as a season that's a phenomenal season.
Right.
Okay.
He's going to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, phenomenal. You got to be over 40.
Okay. Phenomenal.
What's the average? 25 to 35.
For big hitters, not the average. The average
that's what I'm
is
saying.
15.
Well, with the new ballparks and everything, it's probably a little more difficult now.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe a little less. There's a lot
That's
of
why I said
pitchers parks out
average
there.
height
Yeah,
15.
right.
But the thing of it is, think about this. Mike Trout in 17, 114 games only due to injury.
Okay.
114. The guy hit 33 home runs in 114 games, missed 50 games, and hit 33 home runs.
That's an on pace for 60 right there.
He hit 41 home runs in 2015.
That might break the record. He might have had opportunity to break the record there.
Let's tell you something. If Strawberry, I was
Strawberry
trying to talk to him to get him on the show. He wrote a book. Let me tell you something. If he was healthy and didn't do what he did,
Mentally.
I think he would have broken.
Yeah,
I think he would have been the guy before Bonds.
Listen, man.
He was special.
Let me tell you something. He hit a shot in old Yankee Stadium before they built a new one that hit the wall on the side of the right field wall, up on the upper deck.
Oh, on the
hit
top
the side.
yeah.
Hit the side of the wall, right here. That thing would have hit the 4 train. If that didn't hit that, he would have hit it completely out of the ballpark. I saw that on TV. It's like, holy shit.
Dude, if he hits it to the train, that's out of the not out of the ball. That's off the block. He hits it out of the block.
That's what I'm saying.
Next freaking
the
zip
way
code.
Such a beautiful swing.
Yep.
For a left-handed
Natural.
guy that tall, that big.
Best hitter at Yankee Stadium, performance-wise, that I've ever seen in my life was the home run derby when Josh Hamilton
What a shame.
was hitting shots in Yankee Stadium, and I've never in my life ever seen balls hit that far and that hard. And I just remember thinking to myself, if you know how once again in the Yankee Stadium they had that white fence at the top, right? The white whatever it was.
The facade back
the
there.
facade
Yeah.
in the back.
He hit that. I remember that.
I just remember thinking to myself, if that extra piece wasn't there,
that ball's out.
it would look like they were playing at McCovey Cove, because that's how many shots would have been in the lake.
Wow.
That's how far. And I just kept thinking to myself, bro, How are you that strong? That guy was awesome to watch, man.
What a shame the things that happened.
But how many times have we said that? Josh Hamilton, Darryl Strawberry, and I want to even go back to people don't remember. Ken Griffey Jr. was well on his way.
Oh, without a doubt, yep.
And when he started to mess his hamstrings up in Cincinnati, people don't remember the seasons. I'm going to pull it up real quick before we head out. Ken Griffey Jr.
had the swing just like his dad, man.
Absolutely.
Better. Ken Griffey Jr., think about this. Look at these seasons. 93-45 home runs. 94-40 home runs. He got injured here. 96-49 home runs. 97-56. 98-56. 99-48. 2040. Now he gets hurt with Cincinnati. People don't remember he lost a 6-year stretch. He lost a 6-year stretch and ended with 630 and lost 6 years in the prime of his career.
Wow.
And people forget that
he might have hit 800
career home runs.
He might have hit 800 career home runs.
Sal, he came back. Think about this. In
60?
Hold on. In 01, he only played 111. In 02, he only played 70. In 03, he only played 53. In 04, he only played 83. His first season back without injury was 05. He hits 35 dingers again, 27, 30, and this is 17 years into his career. 30 home runs.
That's a monster.
Now, at 30 home runs to the 6 seasons he missed in between.
Right.
You're talking 180. At 180,
it's a whole nother season.
630,
it's a whole nother season.
810 career
That's
home
what
runs.
I was saying. He's got 800.
Wow.
People don't remember that, man.
Great point. That's a great point.
People don't remember that.
You know, you are just like a savant, man.
Nah, I'm a genius. Some would
no
say,
one's gonna recognize it until well beyond your time.
No, they won't. First of all, I'm very upset the statue has not been built. That's number one.
We're putting it right outside.
Please. Number two,
it's ordering for
me.
John statue.
Number two,
I thought you meant
so I can
Griffey.
feel like
I know
so I can
Griffey's
feel
is
like
out there.
Carson. So I can feel like Carson Wentz when I come in here.
yes. My God, I pray not, because there's no way the show goes on. You're never gonna walk in the studio and be the same
I know, I'm gonna come in and fumble the ball all the time.
all the time,
All the time.
Fumble who?
That right.
guys and girls. Yeah, I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd like to say I know what happened today.
Immediate karma.
Look, Sal turned.
I think Sal just broke his leg into the table.
Sal turned and he pulled his back. Guys and girls, you listen to a very, very chaotic show, but a ton of fun. Ton of fun.
Absolutely.
A ton of fun. Sal,
always
number
love.
one, I am looking very forward to our next endeavor at a new network. Big things to come. And by the way,
Knocking and kicking.
we are always thinking of bigger and better ways to get out there, to really put ourselves out there, to continue to live a dream.
Can I make a small announcement?
Name us. You can make a big one.
The thing I told you about,
Go
the
ahead.
name. We're gonna hook up both shows. We want to be on more than once. Is what the next show we're gonna entail is called the New Jersey Sports Machine, and it's gonna be with the four of us, and we're
This guy's
gonna
dropping bombs.
and we're gonna hit you hard with everything.
Heavy hit us.
From their experience in football, and then we're gonna touch on hockey and basketball, and everything else.
Listen, I think
Do it.
I think the point
Do it.
I think the point for us is
Screw it.
is to get
Suck it.
it's over.
Off the road.
No, it's over.
Party's over.
But you want to know why? You want to know why? Because it's 6:04 and he knows it's his time now.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
last
yeah,
4
yeah.
minutes.
You
So
kidding me?
there's
It's so
no
hot.
way-
It's so hot in here. I'm roasting marshmallows and sleeping.
There's no way. I sweat 3 pounds in here.
Sal's roasting his marshmallows.
But guys and girls, thank you for tuning in
they feel
again
good in the seat.
and continuing to push us, making us the greatest show right now on radio. You're
In the
listening
biz.
here on HamiltonRadio.net. You're going to catch us in 6 days, 22 hours again. This is My Sports Radio with your boy John Antel and Daniel Mercado,
Holla.
and joined by Sal Angeletti
Danny
with Talking
Shades.
Baseball.
We're gonna call him
gonna
Danny
go
Shades. Danny
right
Shades.
into Sal right after this. We will catch you later.
Danny Shades.
MSR is out.
Peace.
Stay woke, New Jersey.
You're rocking with the newest radio show on Hamilton Radio, My Sports Radio. Deals. And Bonds, that's one high. It's a dig. The all-time home run list.
Trainer right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Chases it back to Wycheck. He throws it across the field to Dyson. He's got something. 30, he's got 40, something. 50. He's got it. 40. He's got it. 20. 10. He's got it. End zone. Touchdown. Right. There are no flags on the field. It's a miracle.
Sports Radio. It's the greatest sports talk show host in the business. The dynamic duo. Your host, John and Tel and Daniel Mercado.